Hello everyone. Before we get started on this week's episode, just a quick word that YouTube in all its infinite wisdom has decided that some of the Die Party games are now not suitable for advertising. It doesn't mean a whole lot for the content. I'm not going to censor the videos in any way, but if you'd like to lend your support so that Die Party can continue to grow, please check out the Patreon or subscribe on the Twitch channel. Enjoy the episode. Oh, Shazam. Bazinga. Hello. Welcome back to Die Party LA at Night. Finally. We're back for another jaw-dropping, seat-gripping adventure. I was going to go with another thing, but I couldn't think of anything.
No sniffing.
No sniffing thing. Yeah, you smell that? That's a smell of vampires. We're back. We're unfortunately, Spira couldn't join us today.
Finger poking.
Butt touching. There we go.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lip smacking.
We're back. God damn. So good to be back, guys. So good to be back. So real quickly, I want to thank everyone for being very patient with us. I know it's been a very trying time with this system, with this game. Unfortunately, due to a series of circumstances and stuff like that, we have to start winding down LA at Night. And what I mean by that is finding a conclusion, a suitable conclusion for the story.
This time slot doesn't work anymore. We haven't been able to go up for 2 months because everybody has conflicts because it's 2018 and apparently Mondays are now bring your fucking meatloaf to work day or whatever. Anyway, point is, this show's going to go on hiatus. It's not going to end. Same fucking thing that we fed you when Sin Eaters ended.
Yeah, but this time we're actually going to reach a crescendo or a plateau or a conclusion.
Well,
something that you can just be like, yeah, okay. You know,
like how we very recently reached a season conclusion, all things considered. If we had been able to foresee that we needed to put the show on hiatus, that would have been the better time to do it. But now we're going to have to move into sort of another conclusion of some type.
Yep.
But first we have to resolve some of the things that are currently happening. Basically, we want to make sure that YouTube watchers in the future and in the present have a concise experience and not just a literal dead end.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we're going to be doing. The Monday slot will be kind of open after that for a while until we can find something suitable. I don't know, we might be jumping into, I'm going to put you on the spot here, motherfucker. A Lily's game going forward, maybe. Done it! I'm in now. There's no backing out. Internet has evidence.
Yeah, what if these 16 people find out that didn't happen?
Nah, man, it'll go up on YouTube, and then it'll be like 5,000, 6,000 views in like a couple of months, and they'll be like, "Yo, what happened to that Lily game that was supposed to go up?" I was like, "Done,
sure thing,
done." So yeah, that's the reality of what's happening right here. So I don't know how many episodes, maybe 4, maybe 3. Who knows? We'll come to a crescendo though.
Fucking not 4. Like, we're looking at this one, which is about to be a half episode because Spirit isn't here, and we want everybody to be involved for like the finale.
Yeah.
And if what I have planned works out and sort of flows naturally, we're looking at the next episode where Spirit is actually here, and then one more.
Yeah.
So that's about where we're at.
There you go. So that's what you can expect going forward from us. Having said that, that Kingdom Come Deliverance, guys. I am so ready.
Looks really good.
I am so ready for this shit. I'm so fucking ready.
Save it for a time slot that isn't almost.
Ah man, we got time. Don't worry about it. We got time. But yeah, I want to talk to you guys, you peeps, because it's been a while. It's been an absolute fucking long time. Lily.
It's been a long time getting from here to there.
Mystery woman extraordinaire. What the fuck have you been doing?
Uh, Work and games and animes and
Oh, some really fucked up anime.
Let me ask you. Have you guys watched the one where the lady sits in the mech and the dude like steers her butt?
yes, Darling the Franks.
I'm waiting for it to dub.
Is it good?
It's real good.
Okay,
It's
I might
really
watch
good.
it because every once in a while the last one that came out that captured my attention that was stupid enough was the one where they made a sport out of butt and boob bashing.
Oh yeah, not by the same people. This one by the Darling the Franks is by the people that made Kill a Kill and Gurren Lagann.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
And yeah,
Those are words that I've heard before.
Yes, I am the animesman.
It's really good. Wreckage and I have been diving through a bunch of animes.
Oh my god, we watched an anime that was basically World of Darkness.
Darker
and
Than
was
Black?
also really awful. And no, Darker Than Black is nothing like World of Darkness.
I don't know. It's got that same sort of like, like.
I mean, it is got like it does, but like the really key difference between Darker Than Black and World of Darkness is like, the supernatural stuff is a known quantity of the world. It's not secret.
Darker Than Black season 1, the best thing ever. Darker Than Black season 2, like what the fuck? How did you shit on this? That
happens so often.
Yeah.
Tokyo Ghoul is great. Don't watch the last 4 episodes.
The manga's much better. Like they intentionally deviated from that shit. Kind of like what they did with Full Metal Alchemist.
Oh, the original.
Yeah, the original one. And then they like remade it because they realized that they were being garbage people.
Well, the original Full Metal Alchemist is still really good. It just has nothing to do with the manga.
Yeah, well, the manga wasn't even finished yet.
They just guessed what the ending would be.
Yeah, they're just basically Game of Thronesing it. It's like, well, this person's a thing, and then we can do that, and then whatever. There was that. We started one last night. That's a lot like the game that I ran for a little bit. The weird dream game.
The dream one, right?
Yeah, the weird dream game. It's called
Polyrhythm, or whatever it was.
18 If.
18 If. Never heard of it.
I think it was called 18 If. It's very good.
Watch the first three episodes.
Watch the first 9 episodes. If it doesn't capture your attention, you can finish it with the last 10th.
No. Okay, so like
You'll never get those 5 hours of your life back.
Look, man, I give anime 1 episode. If it's not the best thing ever, fuck that shit. Get it out of my face.
I mean, I think this one at least deserves till episode 2 because episode 1 sets up that dream stuff happens, and then episode 2 is like, and then we turn it to 11 immediately.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, the same. So the same could be said about Into the Abyss. I haven't seen it. I'm reading it.
What do you mean, Made in Abyss? Or no?
No, it's from the Made in the Abyss. Yeah. Sorry, what did I say? Into the Abyss. Yeah, it's Made in the Abyss. Yeah. So the same thing could be said there because that gets fucking dark.
I'm also waiting for that to be dubbed.
Like, that gets fucking dark, man. So if you only watch the first episode, you'd be like, oh, I don't want to watch this chibi shit.
It's exactly the same thing with the dream one. It's like they cut off an arm in the first episode, but it's like it's not that big of a deal. And then in the second episode,
dream shit.
In the second episode, it's like stuff starts exploding and it's awful.
Like people
start exploding in the second one.
not just stuff. People start exploding.
Also, it has the best trait that I can give an anime, which is it's 13 episodes long, so you're not wasting any time. Like,
it's seasonal. Yeah,
give it a little taste.
Yeah, it's not like it's 30 episodes and it's like, oh, okay, it's super slow, so I got to devote a bunch of.
Man, I grew up with fucking like Bleach and shit.
Yeah.
I'm used to like garbage anime filling out shit because I was a kid and nothing better to do. I watched all of One Piece up to a point, and I'm like,
I've seen a lot of One
Piece. What
Piece.
am I doing, man?
I'm not proud. I've seen a lot of One Piece, and I didn't even like any of it. Like, it's not like I watched 200 episodes and then grew up and realized it was bad. I was an adult when One Piece came out already, like, and I still watched.
And you watched 200 episodes and realized it was bad?
No, I watched 200 episodes, and from episode 1, I thought it was bad.
But
it was back when I still had television, and it was in between two shows that I liked. I would just keep watching television.
That actually
that's
reminds
fair.
me when I was very young. One of my favorite shows was the A-Team, and it was on repeats. It was like syndicated by this point. The show that was on right before the A-Team was Little House on the Prairie. So I would turn it on like 5 minutes before A-Team starts, so I didn't miss it. But my mom would always walk by and see me watching Little House on the Prairie. So one day she comes back from the library with like 10 VHS tapes of fucking Little House on the Prairie and was like, "There's so many episodes you haven't seen." And like I had to sit there and watch that shit with her because I felt bad if I didn't watch it with her, she would like hate me or something. So I have seen like every episode of Little House on the Prairie. Like, not just the last 5 minutes, the whole fucking thing.
It's a decent show.
You know, I've done the same thing with like ex-girlfriends and stuff like that. Like, it's like, hey, you want to watch Sex in the City? I'm like, not really. And I ended up watching the whole thing. It was Sex in the City. It was the OC. Holy fucking shit, the OC. That is
At least
the
they
most.
asked you if you wanted to watch it.
No. Let me just say, do you want to watch the OC with me? Is not a question. It's a pleasantry followed by a we're watching the OC. You know, oh god.
Now,
what you say?
I all the time am asked and ask people to watch things, and then if they say no, we don't.
To be fair, I'm making my wife watch Supernatural with me. She likes it though, so there's a difference there. Like,
yeah.
Oh, Hellsing Abridged is so good. Hellsing Ultimate is also so good. The thing that they're abridging.
Yeah.
It's just the thing with Abridged is it's they keep all of the action and also add comedy. So it's like this is kind of it. The Abridged series are just almost always just plain better. Like the DBZ Abridged is now a way better anime than Dragon Ball Z was. Like it's just is way better.
Yeah, but it takes so long for them to get one episode. I remember I used to watch that when they used to release it monthly. I was like, "Fuck yeah, dude!" Now it's just like,
I think they're caught up in some legal biz. Like they haven't released one in like a year. Like it's been really bad. And like I think
probably because DBZ is getting more of a little oomph again.
Well, like they're basically their last episode was a couple of months after Super premiered. So it's somebody.
Like, hey, we're using this again. We can't. You have to stop now.
Yeah. Which is really bullshit because big companies need to realize that all they're doing is generating more.
They
hype.
just wrapped on
like
Super. Like the Japanese thing finished just now wrapping on Super. I remember like years ago Super started. I'm like, cool man, more Dragon Ball Z. I watched a little bit. I'm like, okay, yeah. I realized I don't want Dragon Ball anymore in my life. And they just finished wrapping on it. How many fucking episodes did I'm gonna look that up now.
There's like 130 or something like that.
How many episodes in Super?
I just started it and I looked at all of them.
All right, let's go ask Brian what he's doing with his life and get to the show.
Otherwise we're just gonna keep talking about
now I know what Graham feels like when we talk about video games before we start playing.
Look, man, he knows what's up. He knows what's up.
Look, Graham is an eccentric intellectual, and
128, man. Okay, anyway,
I'm glad that Graham exists.
You know you know what he's doing lately, Wreckage? I don't know if you know this.
I don't.
He drilled a hole in his hand like fucking Jesus. He built a fucking goddamn flamethrower, and now he's putting together a machine that will literally like bring the FBI to him. The guy is an absolute fucking madman, and now he's making a pinball machine on top of that. Like,
I'm sorry, what did he do to his hand?
He put a drill through the hand, like accidentally.
Okay.
Accidentally.
So okay, because if you told me Graham literally gave himself stigmata intentionally, I would believe you. So when you just sort of said it like he put a hole in his hand like Jesus, I was like, wait, he wanted to do that?
No. But yeah,
I can promise you, I can say with certainty, Shiny Mewy, I promise you we will never do Mage the Ascension.
I might.
Or Mage the Awakening.
I might. That seems right up my alley.
I will buy a plane ticket to Poland.
No,
to
you
go to
fucking
Poland.
won't. No, you won't. No, you
I
won't.
will, to stop you from running Mage. Oh my god.
No.
I would come out to Poland, and it's not like I would hurt you or destroy your stuff or anything. I would just show up and be like, this is how serious I am. I came to Poland. Give me your corn. Give me your fucking corn pizza, and you're not running Mage the Ascension.
I'd give you some pierogi, right? You meet my wife, you cuddle my dog, you won't want to leave because my dog is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And
fair.
And then you'll go home and be like, man, what did I come here for? That was such a good trip. I'll show you a castle, I'll show you an actual castle, and you'll be like, damn, dude, now I want to run like a fantasy game. But then you get back and be like, no, I don't really want to run a fantasy game.
I don't think we would ever do because we actually talked about it. I don't think we would ever do a full Demon the Fallen game, but
I think it would be like a 18
demons could
Fallen.
demons could show up in a World of Darkness game for sure. Like that's totally on the table. I don't think we would ever. I don't think there's the content for even 25 episodes of just a demon game. That's just me personally. Brian, what are you doing with your life recently?
I am watching a fuckload of anime. No,
Got him.
I was so stoked for a second there.
I am. I finished the PC build that is complete.
Fuck yeah! Welcome to the master race, son.
So
Get your complimentary muscles at the door.
Yeah, man, I'm like beefy now. So that's nice. So what I've done now is I've actually set up a schedule for my streaming channel. So obviously during the week I'm doing this, but Saturday and Sunday mornings I'm trying to do 4-hour blocks of video games.
Fuck yeah, man.
I just started a melee only run of Fallout New Vegas. Which,
that actually sounds pretty fun. There's some pretty dumb weapons in that game for melee.
Well, I mean, right now I'm just running around switching pretty much between a machete and a pool cue that I stole from the Prospector's Bar in Good Springs, and just hacking people up or bludgeoning them to death. So it's pretty fun.
Dude, we need to synchronize our shit. We need to touch butts on this and play some Vidya together.
That's what I'm saying, man. I'm pretty wide open on the weekend.
Grab Metal Gear Survive. It's like a $20 game. Right? Yeah. And you, me, and Farrell, probably Floof, would do it up, man. We'll do it up.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
We'll do it up hard.
It would be fun.
All right, so that's what Brian's
doing. Plane
doing.
Into the ground.
I'm not doing anything. I cease to exist whenever I'm not actually streaming.
I actually have a question about that. Like, where do you go? Like, is it just like eternal darkness? Like, what happens?
So I'm actually a projection of a multi-planar wizard who's stuck in a meditation realm. And
and your only reprieve is to come out and fucking run a World of Darkness game every once in a blue moon.
Of course.
Sort of like a Tesla coil, I slowly build up energy over the week, and eventually I can expend it for a few hours at a time to transmit information from my meditation.
So this is why we need to finish one of these campaigns, because technically in 40,000 years' time, someone will view the archives and be like, there's a message in here.
Yeah, no, like...
and then they'll free you. That's how it works, right?
I need to do a 300 session campaign that has over 1,000 fans, and if I do that, I will pull from this reality enough emotional energy to open up a portal that can free me from my meditation plane.
So is it one of those things where someone has to go in? Like, do you have to have 1,000 fans to make up one dimensional wizard?
No, it's just like emotional energy. It's just like I need 1,000 fans who are invested in a 300 session about like that's approximate.
If you want to see the conclusion, come through my portal.
and then when I have built up that much energy, like I will free myself.
And then you're like, flip the bird to all those people, suckers. You have to make it role-playing games forever.
Are you gonna after you escape? Are you gonna try to conquer Earth by sending monsters to fight teenagers?
So first of all, this isn't like a mirror thing where I have to like replace the reflection. Like I can just leave. And second of all, I'm not going to leave to your shitty reality.
Okay.
I'm going to go back to the multiverse.
Sure, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah.
You're just going to be... Where's the one where Friends is actually a real thing that I can sit in? There it is. Let's go. What are Ross and Rachel up to these days?
I mean, I have to go back to my reality where another wizard imprisoned me in my meditation plane. I have to go get revenge on him, first of all.
What is this, the fucking Flash? Come on now.
I mean, somebody locks you in your own meditation plane. You don't just take that lying down.
Wreckage, what if I go back in time and tell myself not to do it, but I put my past self in the spot that I put my past self in when I was there previously?
Well, because of the way the multiverse works, time travel does not actually factor into the situation.
I'll go back in time, right? Go to another multiverse where Sputnik is me, and then I'll put that Sputnik into the hole where my body is trapped forever.
But you can't.
I don't know if I like that plan. How does that work?
But that's not you. That's not you. That's a different you. That's me.
It's a different you.
Yeah.
See, here's the problem with that though, is that the time travel fact, like, because planes are not synchronized chronologically. So if I am imprisoned on a meditation plane, I am imprisoned on that meditation plane in all times, in all realities.
Cool.
So you can't actually get out of it with time travel. Now that's a good and bad thing, because it also means that your enemies can't go back in time and assassinate you, like, because you exist in all times and all places already. So like, on the one hand, that's good. On the other hand, like, you can't use time travel shenanigans. But I'd much rather give up the ability to use time travel shenanigans than have time travel shenanigans used against me.
I mean, that's not how it works, because the previous
that's just a whole other headache.
The previous you still has the time travel abilities, right? So you can't get away from that shit. Anyway, we've allotted the 5 minutes a piece that we have for the introductions.
There we go.
Here we go.
That's right.
All right. So
let's do this.
Last time you may remember that Lily was a dog and Dave was going to die.
Shit.
Did you forget again?
Maybe.
I just reminded you 20 minutes ago. Hey, by the way.
I don't recall.
You said shit then too. You're like, oh fuck, I'm a dog.
Also, Lily is my wife as well.
Yes.
Ex-wife.
I'm your dog wife.
Doctor Lawyer Dog is what we said.
Dr. Lawyer Dog.
I'm Airbud.
So for those of you not in the know, last episode we only had 2 people and we made do. Lily played Damien's ex-wife for a period of time. Then Damien tried to follow up on the mysterious Chinese medicine man or whatever who helped Ice Cream Man. Who helped Ice Cream Man, and it was like, well, maybe he'll know something about something. That guy brought him to another type of exorcist, because Dave had tried to describe the vampiric condition that he didn't enjoy having. He tried to describe the beast to this old man, and the old man concluded, oh, he must be like possessed by a demon or something. So he took him to this boathouse in Chinatown. And this other guy was some sort of Chinese exorcist of some persuasion. We don't quite know the nature of his powers, but he is clearly magical. There were some
guesses in chat. I can't remember what the guesses were, but there were some guesses. But yeah.
Yeah. So he clearly had some sort of supernatural powers, because eventually, when he did sort of like scan Dave, see if he was possessed by something, and found out right, same person. He did sort of scan you and find out that you aren't actually possessed by anything. And, you sort of put on this facade, and suddenly, the sort of magic circle that he was using to scan you imprisoned you. It sort of shut off your powers and started drowning out sound and noise and feeling, and sort of sapped you of any ability to respond or act. And just as it did, a bunch of goons flooded in, a bunch of sort of tactical operatives, not sort of immediately clear who they're working for, but probably Kuijin. Anyway, the point is you were in this guy's fishing boat where he had set up all of his magic in the sort of in the hull that's used to store fish.
Rebecca Soft is hanging out with Rodney at the Taste.
Yes, that's true.
That's right. Oh man, how did I forget that shit?
Yeah, that is happening. And so the all this magic was set up in the hull of the ship, and they just started loading the ship with C4.
And it's canon that every lawyer in LA at within World of Darkness has the most despicable, stupid Dick Wolf style last names.
Yeah, all World of Darkness lawyers are
like
named
Jason
like that.
Steele and Rebecca Soft and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Robert Blazer.
No, I said Ronald Laser.
Oh, Ronald Laser. But that works too. Yeah.
Blazer's also a good one.
They work. They both work. I came up with both of them. You're welcome.
Anyway, and so then we had, as I stated, I didn't want to just save Dave with some sort of Deus Ex Machina. And at the point that he was at, his character was completely incapacitated. So he had...
Oh, yeah, you were about to die, right?
Yeah, he has absolutely no capacity to save himself, which is how we got to the point of, well, then Lily can play Gambit and see if the dog can save him, because otherwise he's going to die.
Yeah, I had one roll and I fucking tanked it, which is pretty much how Damien rolls in World of Darkness.
You know.
And
I think you had two, too. I don't usually incapacitate someone with only one.
No, it was one roll. I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it was just some garbage roll. Yeah, it was like it was. I rolled 4 dice and I had -1 successes. I fucking botched that shit.
Oh, you botched.
I
That's
botched
why.
it like super hard.
Yeah, I was gonna make you roll twice and you botched. That's what it was.
How you roll in every game.
I mean, botches aren't super common.
I was literally like, if Damien dies, it's no harm, no foul, right? I just, get to start a fresh vampy. And I was like, I'll let the dice decide what happens here. Fucking roll the bones and get a fucking, like a garbage roll like that. Yeah.
So at the end of last episode, we did spend a long time trying to figure out how to be a dog and how to try and take action as a dog, which is sort of why we ended the session, because I was like, well, let's give Lily some time to plan as a dog. Now, Lily, you've had probably like 2 months. I'm going to assume...
Actually, it's been 14 years since we last played.
I'm going to assume that you spent 0 time actually thinking about what you were going to do in this scenario.
Basically, yeah.
No, and that's totally fair. I don't even blame you. So we're not going to spend too long on this because I spent that time figuring out what would happen if you failed. So we're just going to give you sort of one shot, one opportunity. Do not miss your chance to howl.
This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. Give it
let me hear it. Do you have any clarifying questions? What's the plan here?
Okay. Hear me out.
I'm listening.
So C4 uses electronics to like send the signal and explode. Right?
Okay, I just want to stop everybody right here.
I'm going to supersonic bark.
No, I'm stopping everybody right here because I watch anime with Lily all the time. And I know exactly when they start using this tone, this inflection, that...
GM, I do the following things.
They are not suggesting a serious thing at all.
Hold on.
They are not...
Answer my question. C4 uses electronics to send a surge through the C4 and make it explode, correct?
There's a detonator that has to be triggered. right?
Right. So there's
Right.
so the way that C4 works is it is incredibly stable on its own. So you actually have to have a det charge basically. So
Right.
it's not that electricity causes the C4 to explode. It's that a smaller
It's a
explosion.
combustion, yeah.
Yeah,
So there's a little trigger thing.
A signal might be sent. If there are wires, then a signal might be sent through wires. It can also be wireless. But basically, a signal reaches the detonator goes off, which then...
But
how many C4 did you say there were? There was like a whole boatload, right?
They're carting it. Like, they're still...
I love the idea that every single chunk has like a burner phone on it. There's some guy in Chinatown right now trying to buy a burner phone, and he can't fucking find any because
They're all
the
gone.
Kiwi Gen just bought them all up. It's just
They're all improvised.
So
Lily doesn't play Siege. Yeah, exactly, right?
but that signal has to originate from somewhere.
Right. What you're saying is that they're going to have a, like...
Wile E.
A
Coyote fucking like plunger.
You're saying...
not necessarily a plunger, maybe a plunger, but not necessarily a plunger. Like
Right.
maybe it's like a little like beepy box. Or
What you're saying is that they're going to have a button.
yeah, it's going to be something that triggers the trigger.
Yeah, the Mythbusters hide behind
Sets
the
up-
thing, and they just
Sets off the explosion.
Yeah, and so I have multiple avenues of dealing with that. If it's like very wiry, I could pee on it. If it's like a single wire that goes out to a bunch of wires, I could bite the initial wire and make it not wire. I could attack the person that's going to be the pusher.
Okay.
See?
All right, so I want you to roll me a 1d10.
Okay.
Because the 1d10 is now going to be pass-fail whether or not Gambit is smart enough.
To figure out where
I love the
this
idea that there's a GIF out there of a dog with like doing math in its brain, you know, and then like the ball hits the dog in the face. It's just like, ugh.
No, this first d10 is whether or not Gambit can figure out that these explosives are going to have a detonator. Like, first of all, last episode we barely established that Gambit knew what explosives were. But I'll cut right to the chase. 1d10 pass-fail.
Okay.
You got this, Gambit. Save my life. Let's go.
Yes.
Or
Gambit doesn't have a fucking clue that explosives have a detonator.
I mean, he knows they smell.
well, is one of the people's like going over to a thing and being like, okay, here's the thing, and like
No,
pointing at
they
it?
aren't.
Oh darn it. Okay, that's fair, I guess.
And if it was a little bit more over the top, I might have made this a little easier for you. But in point of fact, they are wireless, and more than that, unbeknownst to you, as soon as they're done filling the boat with C4, they're going to set it adrift before they detonate it.
Oh, I'm getting a Viking funeral. Fucking awesome.
Yeah, so they're gonna push it. They're gonna push it off. It's gonna shove off.
I love the idea that the amount of time you have is the guy trying to put together an insurance claim right now. He's just like,
Yes,
yeah, hi, like Amy, yeah, my boat is kind of like, yeah, on fire, exploding. What?
Damien.
Yeah.
You obviously bought a wireless dog fence thing to put on Gambit's neck, right?
Nope. No, because no.
I just use fucking vampire powers to talk to my dog.
No, remember Braden told you to buy that, right?
First of all, I don't think those existed in the early 90s.
You don't know that?
Shock collars? Of course they fucking did. The 90s invented shock collars. It was a sex thing, and then they made it into a pet thing. So don't worry about it. Like,
which is still a sex thing.
it's still a
Just like all pet toys, they're also sex toys.
When were wireless dogs
First of all, he doesn't have one.
invented?
Second of all, I don't think they were invented yet. And third of all, Scooby-Doo is hyper intelligent. Gambit is just a Gould dog.
He will be hyper intelligent in like 80 years.
He is a cool dog.
They're all Gould dogs, Bronx.
He's a cool boy.
A Gould dog can become like very, very, very intelligent after like 300
system
years.
was first invented and patented by Richard Peck in 1973.
Thank you.
Got him.
So we have one.
No,
The original-
you don't.
The original intention of it was to be put around
And
his
even if you did, how Help!
Because wireless signals are interfering with each other, and it means they won't be able to signal the C4.
Which means that no wireless technology works.
It's also worth pointing out I'm inside of
Right.
like a black hole. I doubt radio waves can go in and out of a black hole. But
Yeah, they send it out to sea. Gambit like rubs the thing against it. You know, like when you when you get something out of a store and you walk past the thingy and it goes like because like there's little magnet thingies in it.
So Lily,
So yeah, Gambit rubs the wireless thing against the wireless thing of the bomb.
you have 5 minutes to tell me what Gambit is doing to save Damien.
Okay. So Gambit has seen things fall on top of each other.
he has a rudimentary understanding of gravity.
Physics. Yes, he has a rudimentary understanding of physics and gravity.
So,
Yes.
Gambit would then assumptuate
Okay.
that-
Oh.
that if Gambit were to remove pieces of the bombs, not all of the bombs,
Oh no.
but
Yeah.
like enough bombs in between each other that only some bombs. Gambit knows that Gambit can't get all of the bombs.
Gambit doesn't even know they're bombs.
Gambit knows that Gambit can't get all of the bombs.
He can't. You're right.
But Gambit is potentially aware that if Gambit removes some of the bombs, there won't be enough of an explosion to completely kill Master.
No. I appreciate what you're let me repaint this scene. They are putting a comical number of C4 charges into this boat.
Okay, what can I pee on?
Everything.
So like
Everything and
69
everyone.
charges?
You can pee on everything and everyone and anybody and yourself.
Okay, so what I think I'm gonna do, is try to just like trigger that, like the connection that the two of them have. And so basically assuming that if Damien hears Gambit in trouble, we'll have a reverse Lassie effect.
Oh, so you're gonna try and like animate it, basically. Like
Yeah, well, like there's people in the boat. Gambit like pops out and just goes like rah rah rah, and then like starts attacking people. And then Damien's down below and is like, "Oh fucking hell! Oh what the hell?" And then like,
Are you going to? Okay, so here's a real question because you have already successfully snuck onto the boat.
Yeah,
If you wanted to intentionally raise a stink in the hull where Damien is and could probably see it, like you haven't even gone down there, like you've caught glimpses, I believe is where we were basically at. So if you want to try and like endanger yourself in full view of Damien, like the hull, that's a possibility. Is that the plan then?
yeah. I think it's Gambit's just going like Hail Dog Mary,
Sure.
and it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna like either go out with him or we're both getting out of here together, kind of thing. Like, yeah.
All right. Roll me 4d10.
Okay. 40/R 4010.
Nice.
I don't appreciate what you're doing right now.
I rolled 4010.
This guy right now. Hey, 2 successes.
That is, in fact, 2 successes. So at this point, the exorcist who has imprisoned you has finished lugging all of his weird ass shit off of his boat and back onto the shore of this boathouse. And these tactical goons who have been loading this boat with well, they're all decked out. Like these are combat like ready. You know, they've also got the sort of like faceless mask thing going on where they all wear the same mask.
Because it's the same actor, they just sort of like computer generated him over and over again.
I don't think that they would bother to do that for you know.
Well, you know, in the
randos. They would
scenes
just-
where actors get bad guys get shot, but they just reuse the same actor in different scenes. It's that.
Yeah.
Like this guy has like a neck tattoo, and you can see him in like multiple scenes over and over again, sort of thing.
Anyway,
yeah.
So this guy's finished lugging all of his supernatural accoutrement off the boat, and it's now almost entirely these tactical guys, and they are, despite their seeming confidence in whatever is binding you, they still have a couple of guys with like guns just there in case, you know, they're sort of lounging. It's mostly the guys carting C4 back and forth from the cars to the boat that are doing like the majority of the heavy lifting. And they're, I don't know if you've ever played a terrorist hunt mission in Rainbow Six, Dave.
Nope. No, I have. Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But
it's like that room when you walk in, it's just like a bazillion C4, and you're just like, why?
Yeah,
and then you
it's
just
starting to
walk
look like
around
that.
it.
It's just there's just like blinking red lights like fucking everywhere, and at this point, like they've really set them up everywhere. And of course, there's also like a little almost like bonfire plinth of like a stacked pyramid of C4 just right on you, like right in front of you, just to really drive the point home. Like the whole boat is going to be blown up, but also you are definitely going to be blown up.
I would say that Damien is kind of lethargic about this. He's like, well, if this actually kills me, GG. But he took a shotgun blast to the chest. I think he's probably thinking like, there's probably something that will stop me from dying in this.
And I will point out also that like your senses are numbed, your ability to move is numbed. It's like you've had this fine layer of like, it's like you've had a fine layer of lidocaine applied to like every facet of your reality. And in addition to that, like your beast should be losing his mind about the potential that you're going to die. And like the beast inside of you feels lethargic right now. It feels like it can't even like bring itself to not want to die.
That's kind of interesting because you know, that was the whole point of this endeavor, right? To silence this
so
fucking thing. So like to some degree,
Exorcist,
it's like, yeah, he's done his job, right? But now he's also killing me, which is
those were the exact words he used last time, which was like, hey, you wanted to die. Like I know you said don't do this, but we're literally doing what you want. So like, sorry, but you know, we're doing what you asked. So that really is like no word of a lie. The Exorcist believes he's doing, like he's fulfilling the agreement here. He also understands that he is betraying your trust because you said, hey, don't do this. But he also does feel like he's accomplishing what you said that you wanted to die and couldn't. And he genuinely feels like he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
If he's also getting a payday from these people for turning you in and killing you, then, you know, more's the better. So you're sitting there and you've just sort of accepted it, and they're placing the last few C4. And you're pointed just right to see Gambit launch himself down from the hatch and just bite into the back of one of these guys' necks. And the guy doesn't...
Golden Retriever on Asian goon violence.
The guy does not go down, but he sort of like, you know, panics and recoils in pain, his gun fires like a steady stream as he like goes wah, and you know, it does that thing where it like shoots along the floor and the wall a bunch.
Yeah.
And there's some sparks, and you know, again, C4 super stable, so even though some of the C4 probably got shot, none of it goes off. But water does start pouring in from the holes, you know, for whatever that's worth. And every other goon in the place is suddenly, you know, leaping into action. And if this was a player character fighting some goons, like there'd be an initiative roll, but we can handle this largely cinematically. Gambit, why don't you give me 4 more 4d10s?
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll some times for the goons, just to sort of, because again, you said you wanted to cause some trouble and try and
Yeah. Wait,
so
so 4 sets of 40-10?
yes, please
Okay.
don't fuck me over on this
No,
one.
yeah, I just want to confirm.
Okay, 2
See?
successes.
I know what I'm doing.
Okay, 2 successes.
0
no
success.
successes.
1 success.
That's a 0 success because it's a 1.
3 successes. 2 successes, I guess.
Yeah. You don't have a particularly good time.
You know,
so-
if there's if I have an opportunity to do anything in here, Wreckage.
Hold on.
Okay.
So, you get one good, like, as soon as this guy shakes you off of his neck, like, so, a spoiler alert, these guys are all mortal. But he is wearing, like, this full tactical gear, so it's not like you actually, like, sank your fangs into his spine. That said, the guy that you bit in the back of the neck is probably not going to rejoin combat. Like, he's definitely, like, limping his way out of the boat. But a couple other goons come in, and the first one, like, tries to grab you, and you get him in the wrist, like, 100%. You know, like, 100%, like, tactical dog type, like, you know what I mean? Like, bite the bad guy in the wrist and pull him to the ground.
Yeah.
And that guy breaks free when another guy rifle butts you. And then from there, like, it really is just like 4 goons beating up a vampire dog.
Yeah. Is this in full view of me, by the way?
So, like, the attack is in full view, and, like, some of the response is in full view, but almost to your benefit, the sort of, like, follow-up of the fight is just out of view and just sort of implied by, like, motion, right? Like,
Sure,
you can
yeah.
see sort of,
And
like,
probably yelping, right?
yeah, like heaving bad guys as they kick and, like, but you don't actually see
we can't show that on screen.
right. Like, we can't show dog violence because this premieres on daytime television all of a sudden.
Yeah, of course.
Like, for the first time in this whole series, the show premieres on daytime television. We have
Yeah,
ABC
we've moved LA at night to 9 p.m. on CBS. So it's like, okay.
which is why the show dies.
Yeah, all the young girls that really liked all the actors can't stay up that late, basically. It's like-
You're saying we were premiering even earlier before?
I mean, that's what happened to Supernatural. It literally verbatim, like,
We're a daytime ABC family show.
yeah. So Wreckage, if you allow me,
no, I won't.
cool. All right.
Here's what you will do. I want you to roll me 4d10.
Can I ask what this is about?
No.
Okay. Because I was gonna see about, turning on some tenebration or something. But,
No, we discussed last time that your powers are off.
oh, we did? I don't remember.
Yeah.
that.
Otherwise you weren't completely incapacitated. So,
2 successes.
So it's no secret that you've sort of given up on your own life a little bit. You're not super jazzed. And so when you first had an opportunity to resist this spell, your heart wasn't in it.
Didn't use that willpower,
And
Honestly, I just forgot as a player that I could use willpower. So, like,
yeah, I mean, even then, I don't like you would have broken even instead of botching. It wouldn't have been that great. At the sight of your dog getting hurt,
manhandled,
it's no surprise that a primal rage wells in Damien. But at this point,
right now,
at this point,
did you hear me?
now that you're attempting to break this spell, it suddenly is it's very clear that you're at the bottom of a well that is this spell. And you hadn't noticed it before, but like the pressure that this spell is exerting on you, whatever this magic is so vast that now that you're finally trying to break it, you get this great sense of just how difficult it will be to do so. like you're Aladdin with his feet tied with a chain, with a ball and chain at the bottom of the ocean,
sinking to the bottom of the ocean, and then
like
last ditch effort, rub the genie out, and then the genie's like, "I wish you would save me." Well, okay then. I know exactly what you're talking about, man. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. So you realize that that's sort of the situation that you're in.
Basically, I'm basically Max Payne in the movie Max Payne, where I'm falling in the ocean, and they do that whole like, all the corpses are pulling me down. You know, like that stupid shit. Yeah.
Anyway, you don't really have all that many corpses to pull you down, all things considered.
Yeah, I only beat the shit out of bad guys, so I'm not that. It's not a guilt thing. It's like a. It's
you
like,
haven't also killed even a lot of people since you've been like. How many people have we killed? Anybody? We've killed some people. Sure.
There was that bad guy. Remember? Oh no, I turned him in. I beat him with an inch of his life and turned him in. Mm-hmm. And then there was that biker guy that I fucking.
Actually, so we killed the bikers, but they were literally Sabat. Like, they are quite literally less than human.
I don't think we've ever killed anyone.
People too. God. So
wait,
racist.
we haven't, have we? It's so weird.
No,
we killed those. We killed those. The monks in the tunnel.
The wizards,
right?
Over the tomb.
And those mercs with the grenades.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you killed the Kui Jin. Yeah, you killed some mortals. You did kill some mortals.
What I'm saying is, we've killed people.
Actually, Spear is the only person who's killed a mortal at this point.
No, there was those alleyway goons as well.
Right. But almost all of the killing was done by Amethyst.
True.
I don't know. Maybe I killed some Sin Eaters, but they came back. But I didn't know they came back, so I don't know.
Yeah,
Didn't I do some fleshy bullshit on people?
Yeah, you did that on Sabat though. You did it on Sabat vampires. I don't think you killed any humans.
Huh.
You did mutilate a bunch of corpses though.
Yeah. I did. I did stuff to dead people.
You shoved the nightclub owner into a suitcase.
That's true.
He was
right.
Dead, though.
Yeah, somebody else killed him. We still don't know who.
So what do I need to do to escape this well of darkness?
You certainly haven't done enough yet.
Okay.
Gambit.
Yeah.
You have no you are. I'd say that you're leaning into it a little bit, right? Your goal is to try and elicit an emotional response from your master.
Am I angry enough to activate my Super Saiyan?
You're not a Super Saiyan.
No.
You're not a Saiyan. You are a dog.
Oh.
So I mean, what he's saying is you can get Kaioken 3, but that's about it.
Okay, got it.
You remember that for the one episode that had happened?
No, he used Kaioken to fight Frieza too, and he used Kaioken to fight Cell while in Super Saiyan.
Yeah.
But that's like
anyway.
edging yourself. Anyway, don't worry about it.
I'd say you're leaning in a little bit to the beating that, like, you are in no way incapacitated, but you are you're staying here and getting hit, right? Like, you could just run away. You're a dog, right?
Sure.
So you're leaning into like getting roughed up by these goons, and
Fuck
you're filled
you!
with
Don't use that pun.
I didn't.
Yeah.
You're getting so you also have a bunch of vampire blood, so it's not an issue. Like, you have pretty much all the blood Damien's ever
Do
given
I have
you.
any weird vampire-y traits yet?
No, but you can heal, so like you can take this beating is the point.
Okay. So nothing I have would give them pause.
One
Stop
more,
it.
and I mean this sincerely. One more.
You had the whole entire episode, Lily, last time to do this shit. Okay.
The point is, you have had an opportunity to get full view of the situation. Like, you see all these runes, and you see your master. Imagine that he went to his knees, and then also folded backwards. Like, that's the pose that he's in.
That's some
you know what I
fucking
mean?
yoga shit.
Oh,
right?
yeah, okay. Yeah.
Downward facing dog.
No. Don't confuse what I'm trying to describe by saying the thing that it isn't.
I think that was a joke.
But so you were getting beaten up. There is no response from Damien at all. Like he does not move. He does not utter an utterance.
Can I get out and just? Is there anything between me and him?
Some goons, but otherwise and also the stack of C4, but not an obstacle in any way, really.
Can I try to get out and just go to him and bark at him?
Oh yeah, totally.
Lick his
these
face.
These guys can't even stop you. You're a dog, and they're beating you up. They're not wrestling you. And even if they...
funniest home videos, things like, "Hey man, grab that dog." Whoop.
Dogs are fucking hard to grab.
Uh-huh.
I just click my fingers. My dog,
especially a puppy and a puppy with super puppy strength and speed.
Mm-hmm.
Puppy power.
Which is to say,
especially once you oil them up.
Well, you're not oiled up.
Oh, what?
Patented vampire dog oil, man. Come on.
Yeah.
So, you're ruining the moment, Sputnik.
Shit. What the hell?
So yeah, you can run over to Damien and start barking at him.
Yeah. Like dog things when a dog is really worried about their owner, bark,
whimper, et cetera.
Bouncing up and tapping him and
and you'll get basically a full turn of that before the mooks want to head over. In fact, there's you enter the spell circle, you go right up to him. There's sort of a pause where are we allowed to walk or through? They sort of are consulting themselves. Damien, your dog's right there barking at you, but he's also okay.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that? You can't, still can't do anything right now.
I guess.
But how do you feel?
Well, I mean, it's the only real thing that he has in this world anymore, right? That's
here's my question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you how much more can you contextualize for me? Can you put it into words? How much more you just want your dog to get out of here rather than save you?
Well, my first thought is, that fucking old man went back on his word.
You've had that thought already, though. That was last time.
Yeah.
Huh.
That was last week. 8 weeks ago.
The second one is, I mean, theoretically speaking, he doesn't want to die. He just wants to silence the demon, the beast, right? And that was completed. This extra part is not so much I mean, if it was going to happen, it was going to happen, right? There's nothing he could have done, but his dog's here now, and that's not good. That's not cool. Gambit's supposed to be live on, dog. I mean, you can't martyr yourself if the person you're martyring for just shows up. And yo, I'm here to martyr myself too, bro. And it's just no, what are you doing? That's the opposite of what a martyr does, at least in modern fiction. So so I'm mad. I'm frustrated that I couldn't get to be that guy, because that's totally something that, yeah.
So would you? But
I would.
In your secret dark heart, are you hoping that your dog saves you or just gets out of here and is safe?
I would prefer to, armed with the knowledge that I have now, try and find a permanent solution. But having Gamba die here with me is not a good end. So
right.
I would do my best to get out.
All right, roll me another 4d10.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
Aight.
This is not an arbitrary number, by the way. This is his stat that he is resisting this spell with. It just happens to be 4d10.
I mean, considering his other roles, it was pretty good.
I mean, botch, 2 successes, 1 success.
That's like greater than 50% success rate right there.
That's not true.
I mean, well, you know, if you it depends on if you round up or down.
No, it doesn't. Like you are digging yourself out. So this is, to use again another movie analogy. We're just going to keep using movie analogies for this one.
Sweet.
You're in the fire swamp, and you've just dived in into the lightning sand, and you're trying to pull yourself out.
What the unholy fuck are you talking about? You dive into the fire swamp through the electric sand. What is this, polyrhythm?
The Princess Bride?
Nah, man, come on.
Fucking uncultured swine.
Dude, I live in the most cultural, rich place in the world.
It's the Princess Bride! And you being in France, which you're not, first of all, but just being physically in France does not make you cultured.
I beg to differ.
Oh,
Got him.
Anyway, see, this is why these shows take so much energy out of me. Like, it's...
Oh, if we're doing movie references, can I just die hard them?
Yeah.
What is die-harding them?
You know, just die hard.
just...
just die hard.
Okay,
Come on to the coast, have a few laughs.
Hans! Hans!
It'll be fun. Have a few drinks. Have a few laughs. Make this with your toes, son of a bitch. Shoot the glass.
Now I have a machine gun. Ho, ho, ho.
That line is not ever spoken.
No, he does say it. He reads it out. Yeah, he reads it out.
The bad guy reads it out.
Yeah, he does.
I have a machine gun.
I guess it's time for you to die hard.
No, that line is never said in the movie.
It's a titular line.
You know, in Die Hard 5, when they jump off a Chernobyl building, land in a pool that's been irradiated for fucking nigh on 40 years to escape a helicopter explosion?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good movie.
And there they flip the line around and they're like, wow, it's really hard to die.
There you go.
Die hard movie.
That's how you keep the audience coming back for more.
I honestly don't think Die Hard 4 was that bad, but Die Hard 5 was an insult to everything.
They were trying to pass the
torch.
Good. They were trying to pass the torch. That's what that was.
Yeah, well...
And they just dropped it.
Anyway.
They just dropped it.
Okay, first of all, in order for it to be Die Hard, John McClane has to be trapped in a situation. Like, he has to be trapped in a situation. That is the idea of Die Hard.
Let me pitch this to you. What if he's trapped in a city? Huh? Mm-hmm. Die Hard 3.
I mean, that's fine. That's fine. Like, he needs to be trapped in an office building or an airport or in a puzzle. Like, at the
what
very
if John
least.
McClane is trapped in space? Huh?
And both Die Hard 4 and Die Hard 5 failed to trap but at least in Die Hard 4, his daughter is trapped, which is fine. In Die Hard 5, it's literally just a spy
I think we've gotten
movie.
off topic here, but anyway.
Right, so Gambit and Damien head off the boat?
Right. Everybody's happy forever, and that's how we end the series. Bye, everybody. Elliot Knight's now on hiatus. So you get 1 success. You're trying to pull yourself, as I metaphorically said, but you haven't seen the Princess Bride of every fucking movie. He pulls himself out of quicksand, but they call it lightning sand. Okay, whatever. Don't worry about it. you are trying to pull yourself out of this spell. You're nowhere near freeing yourself physically. You think maybe you could do it, but in your mind's eye, you see two paths diverged. You could try and build up to freeing yourself physically from this spell, which would take a great deal of effort, or mechanically a lot more successes, or you could try and build yourself up to being able to speak. At which point you could probably tell Gambit to just leave you, and then Gambit would be safe, and that would take less successes.
No, let's see about trying to get out of here.
Physically, completely.
Yep.
Okay, you get
Take
another
me
roll.
home to where I want to be, West Virginia.
Country roads, take me home.
Okay.
Who needs tempo?
Just say West Virginia, and like you just
Mountain Mama.
That's what you gotta do, man. That's what you gotta do. I'm trying to.
Roll me another 4d10.
I'm wondering because I have obtenebration, which gives me like, oh, I can't use my powers, right? No, yep.
That's a lot of successes.
That is a lot of successes. You still can't move.
Can I bite my paw? I'm sorry. This is just a joke. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Just ignore me.
I mean, you're welcome to tell jokes still. I just said that you only have one more pun.
Okay. It's not a pun.
Okay. Go ahead and tell it then.
I was going to bite my paw and I draw a transmutation circle.
Right. Okay. Yeah. No, see, that was a dumb joke. You're right.
See, yeah. See,
you backed out of it.
I told you. I told you.
You shouldn't have told me there was a joke, though, because then I get curious and I need to hear it. Yeah, like, if you knew it was that bad, you should just bury it. Forget the thought.
Bury it. Like, oh, shit, no, I'm sorry.
You got one more. You got one more. The goons have gotten over their trepidation of crossing the magic circle, and now they're going to attempt to actually pull Gambit away from Damien here. Gambit, like, from your perspective, your master is not reacting still, like, at all. But his eyes are open. Like, you can tell that he isn't dead. I mean, he's undead, but you can tell that he hasn't been killed. Like, I think you get the concept of you're a dog, so you can get the concept of a cage pretty effortlessly. Like, your master is somehow incapacitated or leashed, maybe.
Can I try to, like, pull him?
Yeah. So the goons are coming up on you. And you can absolutely choose to, like, try and physically move Damien. But then, of course, like, you will be hindered by your, like, that attempt when the goons fall upon you, so to speak. But that's definitely an option. Would you like to attempt to do that specifically?
Yeah.
4d10, please. I know this is getting boring, but these are the two stats that the characters have.
Ooh, that's not okay.
0 successes.
So here's what I will tell you. Like, you do physically move Damien.
Okay.
He is not, like, magnetically bound in any way to the point that he is on. But basically, the second that you do it, and perhaps Gambit feels some amount of excitement, you definitely super get grappled by a goon, and he actually does wrestle you away from Damien. You lose your grip on Damien, and they're gonna, like, take you off the boat, which is basically the consequence of that failure. Damien,
Yeah.
You got one more roll, my dude.
My dude. Perfect.
Unsuccess.
Just enough.
No.
And
So
to add the fours together.
if you add the fours together, you would have a 12, and then you
Sure.
would be cheating in a D10 system.
I enjoy mathematics.
Uh-huh.
Long walks on the beach, and not getting fucked.
So Gambit, you get pulled off the boat. And as you're getting pulled off the boat, one of the other guys who's sort of helping wrestle you away, I mean, he speaks human, so you basically don't understand it any more than you would understand anything else. But he also happens to be speaking Chinese human,
which I understand even less.
Do not try and do Charlie Brown teacher, but speaking Chinese, because that will be racist.
I'm not.
I'm just saying, because that's where my mind went right away, and I immediately shut that thought down, because there would be no way to do it that wouldn't offend everybody everywhere.
Everywhere.
So he speaks some kind of Chinese, and long story short, they push off the boat. Right. And the boat drifts for a few minutes out to, just a little ways into the bay, and they blow it up.
Wait. What's the dog that had the laugh?
Right. It was from the Wacky Races.
Yeah.
And it was the
Wesley, something like that.
Something like that. Yeah. But they're all looking at the explosion, and then Gambit looks at the camera and then holds his paw up, and there's a little switch that's dangling from a wire.
No. I'm mad that you ruined this very emotional scene. The boat drifts out to sea. And
Muttley. It was Muttley. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. It's also sinking. That's worth pointing out. Because he shot all the holes in the hull. So it's as it's listing out into the ocean, it's sinking just a little bit. Its hull's just starting to raise. And I don't think I could do justice. Don't put into your mind any sort of Hollywood explosion, because Hollywood explosions have a lot of fire that doesn't actually exist. Just imagine a boat in the middle of the night, and there is a very brief flash, and then there's wood shrapnel on the shore, and a ring of pressure coming off of where the boat used to be, and the boat's just gone. That's what an explosion with how much C4 just went off looks like. Just pop, and gone. We get the shot of Gambit whimpering and sad, and the explosion in his eye, before we cut over to Brian.
Hey, Brian.
Hello.
So it might be a little hard to place you temporally in this particular evening, because it's been quite a long time since we last saw you.
Mm-hmm.
It's been 3 months since you played. This is after everything that happened at the Manse.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who got who disintegrated. Then, if you recall, you went home, and that guy got delivered to you in a box.
Yes.
And also, Damien was being really cryptic. He clearly was up to something. He was probably going to get himself killed. The whole party sort of agreed to just sort of not interfere. At the time, that plan was calling places and leaving angry messages. Tell me, Braden has a night basically where everybody's off doing their own thing. There's a traitor in the Anarchs. You've been back to back nights where you've been on missions for a while now. Braden finally has a free night to himself. Nobody's looking over his shoulder. Maybe he could go hang out with somebody if he wanted to. He could go somewhere if he wanted to. But what does Braden do with his first free night? Give me a prompt. Give me a direction.
Yeah, so I think Braden is a gamer, but when he really wants to relax, I think he finds like a place where there's a bunch of pinball machines.
Oh yeah, no, you absolutely can find that.
Yeah, he wants to find some pinball machines.
24-hour arcade totally exists in LA in the 90s.
Yeah.
Serves drinks, serves food.
Yay.
First person in the chat to name this arcade gets to name the arcade. I'm watching.
Okay.
They're not watching.
Get him. Moving on.
Oh,
Astro's Corner. Got it.
oh, nice.
Done.
That'll work.
Riven Helper snapped that one up. So Astros, as people shorten it, of course, they don't say the whole name. And it's got like
he has an Astro pair of headsets on his desk, and he's like, "That'll do." I do that all the time when I'm naming things in my game. I'm just like, orbit gum.
There's it's got like a rocket ship and like a meteor, sort of like what was it from Toy Story, Planet Pizza, I think it was, or something like that. Just a lot of space themes, a lot of rocket ships as claw games. But the night shift, so to speak, is definitely more. It's not cool yet to like this sort of stuff, so I'm not going to say trendy adults or anything.
Mostly
it is definitely. It is
Right,
definitely
it's like skeezy gamers, like people.
It's a lot of Bradens, right? Like it's a lot of. It's a lot of people like Rodney who think mustaches aren't creepy.
I'll tell you, kids, when arcades were a thing, parents didn't like their kids going to them because they thought that that's where gangs and like skeezy weird people hung out.
And they were totally right.
In Japan, maybe, yeah, absolutely.
Like, that's literally what they thought in America. Like, oh yeah, they were not popular with parents.
So, and this is a 24-hour arcade. You go for the night shift. It is like the lighting gets cooler at night. They have some sort of they do a sort of it's not like they have they got a lot of glow in the dark stuff. So they sort of turn the lights down low a little bit, but there's still lighting. They've got a couple of those those orbs that spin.
Like a disco ball?
No, not like a disco ball. Like one of those lights that has a bunch of different colors on it and it spins. And it's not like lasers or anything, but they call them like laser lights almost.
Okay.
You know what I mean, right? They were really big in the 90s. They sort of just make a pattern of like lights rotating on the all around.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Strobe.
No, strobe lights are the ones that just blink.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Right.
Anyway,
we all know what we're talking about. We just don't know what their stupid name is.
Right. Flashy ball light thing.
There are some sections of the arcade that are shut off because they're like 100% kids, and nobody's there. Like maybe like the beanbag game or whatever. I don't know what. But there's a lot of
pit.
There's a lot of people still playing like fighting games, especially, and of course there is there's a whole section of the arcade called Planet Pinball, and that section is all just like you can hear the bumpers going off and the bells getting hit and the entire case is being tilted. Like you can just hear people going to town up there. And you go up there, and as a matter of fact, the reason it's so loud is there seems to be a tournament bracket going on right now.
Nice.
And it's totally free signups. Like get some free plays in, you know, and all that. So tell me about how you're going to broach the situation. And yes, someone in the chat correctly linked a picture of them. I still don't know what they're called.
Yeah. I've seen those. So I guess I'll is there like a bar at this arcade, or is
Yeah, there is. Like for the night shift, so they have food during the day.
It's literally called a rotating disco ball light.
So
there's got to be a foreshortened version of it. There's got to be like party light or something, even if it isn't true or accurate.
Yo, dog, you got one of them rotating disco ball lights?
It's not a disco ball, but it's like a light that pretends to be a disco ball, but also it's multicolored.
You mean a rotating disco ball light? Yeah, no, we got them.
Yeah,
that's the shorthand name.
Right. So yeah, there is a place where drinks are served.
Yeah, so I'll just walk up to the bar and I'll ask the bartender, hey, where do I sign up for that tournament?
And the bartender is like a Braden from another world. It's just he could just be you.
Oh, hey, you can sign up like right here, man.
Like he's got a mullet and he's got like half reading glasses on.
He's always doing this.
Yeah, and he's got like
getting the hair out of his face, Yeah.
He's got one of those unwieldy 90s laptops on the other side of the bar and just is like doing something. And it's like, oh yeah, man, just like
Zoink Scoops.
What's your name, my dude?
It's Braden. It's just Braden.
Yeah, okay, Braden. You're all signed up. So the way that the bracket works is, you get to choose your favorite pinball game, and like highest scores move on. Like he sort of just shows you. It's
he's
like,
mansplaining your rules, and he's just like, "Bitch, I know the rules.
I know how fucking pinball works."
Okay.
I just wanted to make sure that you knew exactly how our tournament bracket works. But
because
okay.
You don't really look like the type of guy that enjoys, pinball machines.
I just haven't seen you around here before. And I just wanted to make sure that you knew what we were doing. But okay, cool. Like, yeah, okay. The first round ends in like 45 minutes, so get your high score in.
All right,
no
problem.
I like the idea that you're playing on a machine called Boat Explosion. I love this one.
Well, no, he's playing the Die Hard tie-in pinball game.
Yeah.
Die Hard 7, where they're on a boat. And
Die Hard
like,
shoot the glass.
Nakatomi Plaza.
Welcome to the party, pal, when you put your money in.
Yeah. Like there's one of the slots is just fucking the cop guy, and he's just like yellow die number 5.
When you lose, it's like insert more coins if you would like to come down to the coast and have a few laughs.
And there's like a secret combo hidden in there where it's the SWAT guy running through the rose bush, and he's like, fucking ow. High score. Nice. God damn it.
And there's like a Nakatomi Plaza at the center back. That's the centerpiece. And if you get the right sequence of things, like the roof like pops off, and there's some fire, like you blow up the roof or whatever.
Yes.
Just like back in then, bitch. I wasn't even born.
Anyway, so what are you trying to actually like plays? You just having a good time? Like, tell me about your.
Well, I'm trying to win.
Okay.
And if I have to use chemistry to do so, I will.
Yeah. Well, so yeah, you could just easily chemistry to have the screen show like a really high score every single time. That would cost you resources though. So let's at least make an attempt.
I do it naturally,
So let's at least make an attempt to see if you can do well. Why don't you roll me? I'm gonna go ahead and say Dex Technology.
Oh man, and when like multi balls come out, it's just like, now I have a machine gun, and then like 7 balls just go just come into the thing.
Yes,
oh my god.
The Die Hard tie-in pinball game writes itself. We know that.
Dex what?
Dex Technology.
I'm gonna look up if there's actually one.
I mean, there is. It's no way is it as good as the one that we've just described. Because the problem is that it probably came out right when the movie came out, and pinball machines were not all that great back. Like, they were okay.
What? The old pinball machines are some of the best.
Look, all I know is that the TNG pinball game that came out, it just didn't have a lot of features. Like, it had a lot of plastic models in it, but like, and it was cool looking.
This pinball machine, it's pretty awesome.
I mean, my favorite pinball machine is Mars Attacks.
They have one, and it's for Die Hard 3. That's the only one I can find.
There's no way there isn't a Die Hard 1 tie-in pinball game. Nope. I don't accept it. I don't
the only thing that I found is Samuel L. Jackson's face on it with Bruce Willis. So,
well, I don't accept the reality where there isn't a Die Hard 1 tie-in pinball game.
No, I can't find it. I'm sorry.
All right, 3 successes. I mean, you get enough to place in the next round.
Okay.
A lot of people get eliminated. They still hang around. They play more games. At this point, it's pretty casual still. Did you come out and do this sort of thing before when you were a human?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, pinball was how Braden relaxed.
Okay. So you might be vaguely aware that there is a bit of a heavy hitter in the pinball scene at this particular tournament. He's some jackass. He also has a mullet.
Hey, I'm Stev. What up, bitch?
And he also has like really weedly facial hair. Like, he can't really grow facial hair just like me, but still tries. Only he does it because he thinks it's stylish. I just do it because I'm too lazy to shave.
That's as good as a reason as any. Eventually you'll look like this. That's why I have this. I don't feel like shaving.
No, I won't. I've gone 8 months without shaving, and I still just look like this.
Oh, God.
Yeah, I can't grow a beard.
Drink some whiskey. It'll be fine.
I wish. Honestly, if there was a medicine to help you grow a beard, I probably would do it, because I am lazy, and at least then it wouldn't look terrible when I didn't shave.
That would sell to maybe. I suppose it would sell to people who.
There's a whole subset of men who not only can't grow beards, but really want to. It would sell if it existed.
Let me tell you the secret about it, man.
Right, we've heard this one before, Dave. Your dad or brother rubbed manure with seeds in it on your face. It was gonna grow. It was beard. Yeah. We've heard this story before.
Whisker seeds, man. You got to plant the seeds of your beard.
Or genetically, the males in your family grow beards.
Look, and your dad was just fucking with you and rubbing shit on your face.
Yeah, no, that's what it was, though.
So, he's bragging and he's being a real fucking, maybe in the past, you maybe would have looked up to this guy. Maybe you would have been intimidated by him. As far he's a geek in a geek situation, but he's a geek bully, right? You know what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
Dude, yeah. You could fucking tilt the shit out of a fucking pinball machine as a vampire.
and you get this sensation, like he started throwing his weight around, like he's sort of basking in the only like socially accepted situation where he's, he's playing it up, he's milking it for all it's worth, and you actually get this sensation well up inside you, like, and it's very primal, it's very vampiric. Like all of a sudden you're like, wait a minute, in every way that can possibly matter, I am now better than this guy.
Oh,
like,
Yo,
like fuck this guy.
is that
Like-
Steve, the two-ball McGee? Oh my god, that guy's a legend on the pinball tables.
Yeah,
I hear he has the highest score in literally every machine in this place.
yeah. So stuff like that, but like, yeah. So this very primal thing wells up inside you, and you're like, fuck this guy. Like I don't even care if he's never been a bully to me, but if you want to say that in the past he's been a bully to you, like that's fine too.
God, a
He's
Senator
certainly-
would fucking destroy pinball, can I say?
I mean,
The one where he talked to old machines? Holy shit, dude. He would fucking destroy pinball. Oh, man, that's awesome.
or you could just be the one that can like move metal.
That too.
You could just, just be like whoop 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 whoop. So you just want to ruin this guy's night. All of a sudden, like you, not only that, you want to humiliate this guy. Because this guy thinks he is the hottest shit since sliced bread, at least in this context. And you just get the thought that keeps going through your mind is, this guy thinks he's hot shit, and in every conceivable way, I am better than him. Like in every conceivable way.
Right. So I think so this guy's pretty good at pinball, I'm sure. So I want to like get to I want to face this guy in the finals, and then I have an idea of what I'm going to do.
Yeah, sure. So why don't you make another roll?
All right. Same.
Yeah, just pop it off again.
Pop that shit off, dude.
Oh. Yeah, 1.
I don't see any roll at all.
No?
No, I see no roll.
I don't see the roll. Oh, there it is.
You see it?
Mm-hmm. I see it now.
Now it do.
Yeah, now I see it. Yeah, that's not going to be good enough. You're going to have to cheat to get to the next round.
All right. I will use chemistry.
Yeah, lowest level chemistry can create a false image.
Yeah.
So you spend a blood.
You mean a willpower?
You spend both, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. All right.
Does lowest level chemistry still require a willpower?
That I don't know. I've never had lowest level, I don't think.
Let me take a look for you. Real quickly.
It may well do. Anyway, we can move on regardless. A little bit less acne, actually, Captain Ragtag. And not overweight, weedily. Perhaps even underweight.
Okay, the first level, conjure minor static images that confounds 1 sense. Spend a point of willpower to create the illusion.
But no blood?
No blood, just willpower.
Okay.
All right. So it is done. You move on to the next round.
Yes.
Give me another roll.
Okay. Come on, baby.
Daddy needs a new pair of pants.
Oh!
All right, that'll take you to the finals. There are more rounds, but that is enough successes for you to.
What is your discipline? Maybe you get a willpower back for being a fucking bomb-ass nerd.
My discipline is
We changed it, and
thrill seeker.
I mean, it is kind of his thing. This is his thing.
I won't worry about it too much.
Right.
Yeah, Joe Dirt a little bit, but not in any way that
David
actor.
Spade.
Yeah, not in any way David Spade, but you're on the right. You're on
You're in the wheelhouse.
All the pieces are there, just not David Spade. So yeah, you make it to the finals, and now everybody else has drinks and food, and like they're all stopping their games to watch the finals. And the way the finals works is
One ball elimination.
No, the way that the finals works is that each of you take it in turns to say, like, we play this machine, and then you tally up the scores, and then we play this machine and we tally up the scores, and like winner is determined by
Highest score.
All
well,
right.
not high, like, so like if you get the high score on the one, you get a point, and then if the other guy gets the highest one on the other one, it's a tie. You gotta go tie.
I like the idea that
so,
it's like MOBA rules as well, or Counter-Strike rules, where they like you ban machines. You just like, no, we're not playing that one. And then it's left with like
draft
3 machines. Yeah, and then and then it's the best of 3. You know.
yeah.
Hey,
So
Rick, I'm gonna pump some blood into strength, if I could.
interesting. Okay. You're welcome to.
So if I pump 1 blood or 2 blood, it gives me 2 strength. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Final round.
I'm gonna put my hand through the machine so he can't see
Fight
the
it.
score.
Right. So, what's your plan here? You're gonna humiliate this guy. He walks up to you. He's all like, "I heard your name is Braden."
Yeah. I heard your name is Dipshit. Let's play.
He's just, and everyone's like, "Ooh shit!"
Oh yeah. That's rough shit right there.
And some guy in the back's like, "Yo, get his ass, Brayden."
This guy's like, "Fucking, I'm going to ruin you."
Oh, well, let's leave it on the field of pinballs then.
That's not even a thing.
Technically, it would be the turtle.
Then you just punch a hole through his chest, just like murder him in front of everybody. Kalima, eat his heart, leave.
I like the idea that you use chemistry to make everyone think that you killed him, but then like everyone's just like has a mass hallucination at the same time. They're just like,
All right. So, what's your plan? Like, before I ask you to roll.
So the first round, I'm playing normal. I'm just play normal, right?
All right, then just do a roll.
Yeah.
oh, you're hustling this nerd. I like the idea that you just like, you want to make it interesting, bitch. You want to put some money on this shit.
No, yeah. So like, you just get below his score.
Okay. So now,
like, you know, we're talking about like a 10,000 point gap.
Okay.
Like barely anything.
All right. So now we've got to play again, right?
Yeah. Now it's your turn to choose. Like, so wait, is this the one? Now, did you play normally when it was your machine or his machine?
I just played normally on his machine. Now it's my machine, right?
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Yep.
All right, so I pick my machine. Do I get maybe
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker. Put in those
do I
quarters.
maybe get like a +1 dice or like a
Yeah. Absolutely. You get
difficulty 5.
no. It's +1 dice.
Oh, +1 dice. Okay.
+1 dice for familiarity with this machine.
6 successes.
Yeah. You and multiple 10s.
Yeah.
You blow him out of the water on this machine. Like, it's
All
not
right.
even a like, but that's still because
No,
because machines score differently, right? Like, that's still like, basically now he gets to choose a yet third machine.
Okay. So
And you keep going until, like, if he wins here, you still get to do a machine.
right.
But if you win on his selection, you'll now take the tournament.
I
Right,
see
so
that you
I'm
use
going-
the third
I'm
ball
going
loophole
to-
strategy.
I'm gonna spend a willpower to use chemistry,
Sure.
and the illusion that I cast is obviously a super low score for him, and he pisses himself when he sees the score.
Joke's on you. I already did that.
I remember middle school.
I want everyone to think that he has peed himself.
Those would be two different illusions.
Does Adam
Do you-
Sandler walk out of the crowd and then pee himself as well, so that he doesn't feel
like
bad?
All right, he pees himself, which is
Right.
enough to distract him from getting.
I'm
hit.
sure it will be enough to distract him.
Yeah.
So, but because this is a more convoluted and we're gonna have to roll for this to see how well you put it
Works.
together. So it would be a manipulation subterfuge roll.
Okay. Boop. Two successes.
That's it. That's totally sufficient for mortals. Yeah,
But
no,
this guy's
they-
not a mortal. He's a
He's a
senator.
pinball god.
He's a pinball. Wow, he's a pinball wizard. What is wrong with you?
No, he's
I
a
thought that's
demon
what's happening.
that fell in, like he's a fallen angel that fell into a man's body who happens to really like pinball. He's lived
he's
for nigh on a
immortal.
century because he knew that pinball would be made eventually, and he gained the muscle strength and the
he ain't got no
dexterity needed.
distractions.
Well, it's like you try and cast chemistry on him, and shit just hits the fan. Like all the pinballs in the entire arcade like burst out of their cases, and they swirl around him Magneto style. Like, you know, then they start like fucking up the arcade in the way that Magneto fucked up that plastic prison. Like everything's breaking. God, if we weren't bringing the show to hiatus, I would just totally tangent into that right now. I swear to God. Like, I swear to God, the rest of this episode would be that this guy fucking ends up actually having magic powers and gets fucking so mad.
He's like a mage. Like this is the only mage in LA, and he chooses to just play pinball.
I would swerve into this so fucking hard.
I love
and
the
so
idea
fast.
that he is your guy. He's the guy that made you, right? He is your sire, and and you're rolling deep on this bitch, and he's just like, you're just like chemistry battle against each other. You're just like, yeah, well, I made you poo your pants, and you're just like, ugh.
So at first he doesn't notice anything, and then somebody else in the crowd's like, did he fucking piss himself?
And I'm like, yeah, he pissed himself.
It's
Like,
like-
I changed my voice.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry. Did you, a person who can cast sound magic illusions, just do like, yeah, he pissed himself, like, like,
Which is totally a Damien thing to do.
Braden? Yeah, no.
Damien
Sorry,
thing,
yeah.
Jesus, come on, son.
This guy probably is 30 ragtag. So he totally loses composure. Like he just sort of backs away from the machine. It's like, wait, but I didn't. But he sees it and feels it because it's an illusion that completely washes over him. And some people start laughing, but a large number of the nerds just feel shame.
Yeah, the bouncer walks over. It's like, gentlemen, we got a pinball final to work out here, and everyone's like, oh yeah, it's true.
No. A lot of people just feel shame. Like he backs away from the machine out of stun, so he, just 3 balls just go boom, boom, boom right into the out. So he gets like not even a decent score at the pinball machine itself.
Bet that's the first time he's felt his balls drop.
Got him.
That guy's gonna need a new pair of pants.
See, if you had done one more pun during the Damien bit, I was just going to blow up the ship the second that you did it. That was the penalty. But now we've moved past that, and I have no repercussions for further.
Damien's head will fly in through the window.
I look at the guy next to me and I'm like, he didn't make fists with his toes.
What?
Yeah,
He didn't
I know
make
exactly what you're talking about, man. It's good.
What?
It's a Die Hard reference. Making fists with your toes.
And the guy's like, yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, and then you fist bump, like just slightly.
Yeah.
But
Anyway.
you got too high strength, and he just through the wall.
Like at this point, you can literally just walk up to the machine and get like any amount of score and beat
Unless-
this guy.
Unless he rolls a -1. Right,
No, there's no roll.
Okay.
Because I mean, even at that point, he would just chemistry and lie and like he's going to seal the deal. It doesn't really matter at this point. There's no reason to roll. Like you beat this guy, and not only that, you humiliate him. And the weird thing is, like you had all this anger almost that this guy like dared to be bragging in the presence of a vampire who was just so utterly superior to him. But you humiliate this guy as much as is possible, right? Like you couldn't possibly ruin this guy's reputation or his self-image more than you just have.
Oh, I like the idea that he goes home, he's like, Mom, I'm home. And then she's like, hangs up the phone. He's like, Steven, did you piss yourself at the pinball arcade again?
You're no longer my son.
Dad comes home, he's just like, son, folds the paper. I heard you pissed yourself at the pinball arcade.
Yeah, we've already established this guy's 30, but yeah, that still happens.
I'm docking your allowance. This is unacceptable.
So the point I'm getting to is that you could not possibly have accomplished what you set out to do more than you did. And you do feel pretty okay, but you're actually like, there's a moment there where you actually really do feel this like profound emptiness. Like you expected so much more emotional payout for that. And like you collect your prize and, it's well into the evening now. It's probably time for you to leave.
Is the prize like a fucking like cocktail pinball machine? Like the little ones?
Sure.
No, the prize is a pinball machine. The reason I put 2 blood into strength is I pick up a pinball machine and take it home with me.
You just like you just come back afterwards like, this one's mine. Die hard.
Mine.
Yeah.
That's not the prize, but you can taking a pinball machine all the way home would take a lot of blood.
How much do you need?
No, the camera never leaves him, so it's all one scene.
So it's time to go, and you feel a little, you just sort of reflect a little bit like, oh, that felt a little good, but I was actually expecting a lot more emotional payout than what I actually got.
Well, back to the eternal darkness. It is my life.
And maybe you're reflecting a little bit on that. Now, are you heading home or to the taste? Like, where are you going to go from here?
I think I want to head back to our, base of operations. But because I didn't quite get the emotional satisfaction of, humiliating this guy or whatever, I'll probably be looking out for, anything that's going on with the gang war between the fighting vampires. Basically, I just want to, I almost kind of want to punch something,
Do you maybe want to like go outside the arcade and wait for this guy to leave and like beat him up?
I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking.
Because you could even like feed on him. I mean, if you wanted.
Yeah, I need blood anyway, so.
So you wait for this guy to leave, and like you're almost still fucking mad. And you come up on this guy as he's leaving in the middle of the night. And he's like, "What do you want?" Sniffle, sniffle.
What do you think I want? I want to make sure that you can't bully or push anybody else around. We're all nerds here, but you're a nerd that never learned that lesson. And I kind of slowly put my arm around his shoulder, and then give him a good old strong gut punch, which leans him forward, and
right.
I sink my my teeth right into his neck spot.
Okay.
Yeah, the neck spot.
Right to the spot on his neck where vampires put their teeth.
So you can get 2 blood, and you can and leave this guy unconscious in the alleyway.
But he would never learn his lesson because he'll wake up and be like, huh?
Well, I mean, the good thing about this guy is that, he's probably like 120 pounds soaking wet, and a vampire with buffed strength just punched him in the gut. So he probably has a ruptured stomach now. So he's probably going to end up on like a colostomy bag, probably at the very least.
But he won't if I ghoul him, right?
I mean,
I saw how ghouling works with the dog.
Well, but you have to do it over 3 nights.
That's fine. This is night 1.
So you're gonna feed him a point of blood?
Yes.
Do you fucking tie him the fuck up like on a chair and just leave him there like in a house?
No, he can just find him again.
No,
he can just find him.
I would think after punching him in the stomach or whatever, and sucking a little bit of blood, I just kind of like throw his arm around my shoulder and I'm carrying him home like he's my drunk buddy. And I take him back to our place. And then, yes, I tie him to a chair.
You could just let him go about his life and re-encounter him later.
Nah.
Okay, Braden does some kidnapping.
Casual kidnapping.
Right. So you'll feed him a blood, you'll put him unconscious, and then you'll start carrying
He's
him
really
back.
going to be the supernatural pinball master of the future now.
That's right.
Like,
as you're coming back, you're walking along the streets of LA at night.
he said the name of the show.
He said the name of the show. He said it.
That's a Grammy right there, right?
You're walking along. Braden, what was your favorite food when you were alive?
Oh, pizza, without a doubt.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
that's what I was gonna say too. It's got to be
Yeah.
pizza, like easily.
You smell your favorite pizza, and this is
Hawaiian.
very important. This is no, I mean like your favorite brand. And this is important. Ever since you've been a vampire, the smell of human food hasn't been particularly appetizing. It hasn't meant anything to you. For some reason, when you smell this smell, it actually does elicit all of those old feelings. You feel a human hunger almost, and you are drawn to this odor.
Blood pizza.
Okay.
You can tell where it's coming from because you have heightened vampiric senses. Are you intrigued?
I mean, I think in a wistful way. But I mean, I know I can't eat it. So maybe I can just maybe I just look through the store window.
Hand on the glass.
But it's not coming out of a store.
Oh.
It appears to be coming from down an alleyway.
Perfect.
You're muted, Lily.
Alley pizza? Well, then hell yeah.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm intrigued.
Are you gonna follow it? Are you gonna
Get a slice, get a
investigate?
dime bag. It's the same thing.
Yeah, I'll go down the alley.
You turn down this alley with your hostage in tow, or on shoulder, actually, more accurately. And as you do, you don't really recognize really the moment that it happens, but at some point there's just a natural transition from you're walking down an alley to you are walking down a hallway, a tiled hallway. It's got that sort of Italian pizzeria style floor.
Okay.
And you're in some sort of like Italian restaurant looking place. And you're walking along, and there are the sounds of people eating at a pizzeria. The ovens, the knives on and
The
forks on plates,
accordions.
the accordion. Some guy is like in a distant, like dreamlike way, like, "Hey, I'm walking here," and
You hear the sound of the canals of Venice.
yeah, those very clear. But you don't see anything. It's still just an empty, like Italian restaurant.
Wait, is this all in my head or am I actually seeing this?
Oh, it's physically here.
Okay.
Like you as you walk along the tiled, it doesn't sound like you're walking in an alleyway. It sounds like you're walking in a restaurant.
All right.
Daddy vampire time.
In the back of the restaurant, there is like very clearly, like apart from every other table, there's a table in the back that's like lit in just such a way that it stands out. And there's a single person there, sort of enjoying his dinner. And also just like this overly welcoming chair, like for you to sit in.
Yeah, I'll. Is there a chair for my new buddy?
Yeah, you can totally dump him off in a chair.
I'll plop him down in a chair, and then I'll sit in the chair next to him.
So you sit in the chair next to this guy. Um, uh, this guy looks out of time.
Doctor?
He looks like he dresses like Beethoven would dress.
Right.
Padded wig, all that.
Sans powdered wig. But he does have like the whole like he's got the ruffled clothing, right? You know what I mean? Like the 17th century style thing going on.
I know exactly what he looks like, by the way.
Do not post the guy from Interview with a Vampire.
No.
Okay. No.
This is him.
Jesus, make a fucking link.
Oh, why doesn't that work? That's so weird. I'll see if I can find a different picture of him.
Yes.
Hey.
Bites Toven. This man is enjoying some Italian food, but it is very distinctly not modern Italian food. He's eating it. It looks dated. It doesn't look the sort of thing, a meal that would be served in a modern restaurant. There's many pieces and courses, but like the bread is not like cut. It's just sort of broken off. You know what I mean? And there's tomato sauce involved, but it doesn't have the same presentation. Yeah, thank you. We know the meme. We have memed on the internet. And he sort of, he has a napkin and he dabs his mouth. And he sits back and he says, hello.
Hello.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Please call me Victor.
Hello, Victor. I'm Braden, and this is Eugene.
Yes, I am not concerned with Eugene, but it is nice to meet you, Braden. Do you know who I am?
You're Victor.
Braden, you are intelligent in a different sort of way.
True.
You have great technical prowess and academic capability, but your social and interactive and intuitive skills are lacking. This is good.
That's what I've been saying.
It is good. It is good because it is hard to learn the ability to. It is harder to gain academic proficiency than it is to gain intuitive proficiency. Your weakness of the two types of intellectual weakness that you could suffer from is the easier one to solve when you have an eternity.
What?
It is very hard for a vampire to stay modern, to stay with the trend. It is very hard for a vampire to stay at the pinnacle of intellectual wisdom.
Do I know that this guy's a vampire?
He's
about
2
as well
seconds
as you
away to go from going.
Yeah. I mean,
I would much rather have a child who knows how to educate himself than a child who knows how to navigate a social situation.
Why are you calling me your child?
Because I am your sire.
What?
And all at once you feel something that had sort of been at the back this whole time. This profound emotional like pull towards this man. I wouldn't say like attraction or infatuation. This is the type of unspoken emotional attraction you might have to someone in your family, right? Like
Right.
undeniable and unignorable.
So, so you're my sire? I mean, what is that? I mean, I came down this alleyway because I felt like I needed to. I brought Eugene for backup. He's not very good, as you can see. He just sits there. I like to poke him.
You intend to ghoul Eugene, do you not?
I mean, I thought it would be fun.
Fun is as good a reason to do anything.
That's what I always say. You are my sire.
Brayden, I'm not going to lie. I've been disappointed in you so far.
Oh.
I will not pretend that I had the whole world to choose my child. I had only the people in that bar that night. And of them, I feel strongly that you are still the best choice. That said, you have been a hindrance to your coterie, as best it can be called. You have caused more trouble than you have solved. You have not experimented in your powers. You have saved your friend's life, but oddly enough, you have saved the life of a friend who wishes to die. So even in that, you can be seen as a failure.
That's fair, I guess.
I believe in your potential, Braden, but of all of our childers from that night, you have grown the least. You've impressed me the least. I am not supposed to be talking to you right now.
But why?
I cannot get into the details, nor will I. Suffice it to say that I thought that this meeting was necessary, and so I have arranged it. Braden, do you know anything about your blood? Has any of the gossiping, trite vampires that you have spent your evenings with so far told you anything of the Ravnos?
I mean, not really. I'm not sure if I've really met any other Ravnos.
You won't. They're dead.
What, all of them?
Very nearly. We used to be a very familial clan, Braden. We used to live together in large groups and call ourselves family and kin, and we would meet challenges together. Ultimately, this is why we were almost completely annihilated. I will not get into those details, but you should be aware that the power of chemistry that you possess, the power of illusion of all senses, is so profoundly rare, so coveted, so powerful in its scope and ability, that you are uniquely gifted among all of your vampiric kin, and that you have a great responsibility, a great weight upon your shoulders to live up to that mantle.
It takes so much energy to use, though, and I never know when to use it. I used it tonight to make it look like he peed himself.
Which was clever and funny.
Yeah.
Peeing someone has been funny forever. You will learn in time not how to reduce the energy cost of the power, but instead how to replenish your energy as easily as you replenish blood. That is the true secret to using chemistry freely. To learn not how to spend less, but to gain more. This is not why I am here. Braden, I am concerned. Very shortly, something is going to happen here in LA. It is my responsibility to ensure that you survive that particular event. I think of everyone you're least equipped to do so. I fear for your unlife more than any of your associates.
Well, I mean, what's going to happen? If I knew how to prepare for it, if I knew what's coming, maybe I could be of some use.
Yes, yes. But you see, if I tell you what is coming, you don't grow. Imagine this, Braden. Perhaps this is not something that you have experienced in your brief time on this earth. Have you ever grown a plant? Have you ever seen someone do so? Has there ever been a tree, perhaps in your yard, that you watch grow for some time?
Maybe mold. I've seen that grow.
So you have enough academic book learning that I'm still going to stick with the plant metaphor. Imagine that you plant a tree, and winter is coming, and it is a harsh winter, and you think, I could dig this up, I could pot it, I could bring it inside and protect it from the harsh winter. But it will have many winters. If I protect it from this winter, it will not be prepared for the next. I will have to bring it in again next year, and so on and so forth. This plant must learn to survive a cold winter, and it must do so on its own. If it dies, it is a great shame, it is a great loss, but I cannot protect it and have it grow at the same time. Does that metaphor land for you at all, Braden?
You want to take me inside?
No, I don't want to take you inside, Braden.
Oh.
You are to weather the winter that is coming. And to do so, I must emphasize to you. I will not tell you what is coming or how to prepare. That would not be fair. You should have seen this coming already. All of the pieces have been in front of you so far, and yet you and your associates are woefully unprepared. You will rest on the strength of your great and unique powers, and that will probably get you through. I want you to survive, Braden.
I'd like to survive.
In the coming situation, I need you to prioritize the survival of you and your compatriots. I would like to incentivize you, Braden. If you survive, I will teach you how better to use chemistry. I will answer your questions about the Ravnos. I will answer your questions about being a vampire. And in the way that a father might talk to his son, I understand you have many questions about how to make friends.
Yeah.
What it might be like to kiss a girl.
That'd be nice.
I can answer these questions for you as well.
For I have kissed many a girl.
Is it like slippery wet or is it like dry?
I will not spoil it for you.
Your reward for surviving the coming trials, Braden Pace, is a father figure that you currently do not have.
If you survive, you may call me Daddy.
Okay, I mean, can you maybe give me? You don't need to tell me what's going to happen or how to prepare. I mean, a little hint. Yeah, a little fatherly push in the right direction.
What do you think is about to happen, Braden? What has been happening so far?
Something about an apocalypse.
No, you're going too far. You're thinking too big. It is not. No vampire has ever been killed by something that takes 100 years to transpire. Vampires are very good at surviving things that take hundreds of years to occur.
Are the Kui Jin gonna start a war with the Anarchs?
Of course they are.
Oh.
You've just dealt with a traitor in your own midst that you knew existed, that you could not weasel out despite having all of the pieces necessary to do so, and you let them go. What do you think their response is going to be to that? They know their neck is on the line. They know the walls are closing in. They will tell the Kuijin to act now. And perhaps it is not a full-blown war, but I can tell you this much. Your coterie of friends who has uncovered this plot are in the crosshairs, to use a modern term. You are the ones that need to be silenced. You are the ones who need to die for the traitor to live.
Okay. Well, then that means the traitor has to die because I don't really feel like dying. I've done it once. It wasn't very fun. I don't really feel like doing it again.
This is my only piece of advice to you, Braden. It is not always kill or be killed. Sometimes it is merely to live. Recognize that though you are greatly powerful compared to your peers, to the great world and your own potential, you are weak and fragile like a seedling. Do not face the coming storm if you can take shelter. Again, I say to you that your most important priority is to survive.
At any cost?
At any cost. He sort of finishes his meal.
How are you eating?
I am not. But I like to remind myself what it is like to eat. And the powers of chemistry allow me to trick myself and you into believing that I am enjoying a great meal. I feel my belly full. I feel the taste on my tongue. I feel the smell in the air. And when I leave here, I don't have to vomit it up.
That's a plus.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I've just been informed that one of your compatriots has nearly died.
Probably Damien would be my guess.
Yes. Unfortunately, as I am not supposed to talk to you, we are not supposed to interfere with Damien. He sadly left us no choice. I am sure that he will be left alive, but I do not envy his position. His sire is much less forgiving than I am.
It's still cool to ghoul this guy, right?
Do whatever the fuck you want.
All right, sweet.
Son, I am disappointed.
What was his name again?
Victor.
Victor. Okay.
Good evening, child. We will speak again.
Okay.
Swells his cape, and he's gone.
He literally actually just sort of fades out of the scene. No, not quite like that. He like fades slowly.
And then you're sitting on a trash can in an alleyway holding like a fucking empty pizza box with like cheese in it. And you're like, oh shit.
Dead rat.
Yeah.
No, yeah, like the whole scene does fade away, and then it's just an alleyway.
I look at Eugene. I've got him around my shoulder again. I'm like, well, that was weird. Hi, Eugene. I like grab his mouth. And I'm like, yeah, that was weird.
Oh god.
We're gonna do one final thing before we pop off for the evening.
We're over halfway.
Yeah, I know, and we were supposed to end at the halfway point.
That's cheating.
But real quick, Maria.
Yo.
Maria.
Yes.
What did you do tonight?
I was going to call my family.
Oh, that's right.
Yo, can I play daddy? Come on.
Lovely. We don't have time for that. Let's call your
Yeah.
family. What does that look like? Now, are you calling them? Or are you showing up?
Well, it was gonna be called to like say like, hey, I want to meet. Is tonight a good night? Kind of like, and then if they're like, yes,
Now,
of course.
Are
or
you starting with your uncle who knows something is down and going through him to the rest of the family, or are you going straight to your main family?
I don't feel comfortable talking to my uncle.
But he was so caring and loving, and he went through all that trouble.
Yeah, but I know I let him down. Rodney said he's gonna die.
I mean, yeah.
Was Rodney the traitor?
No. And
okay.
also, we're not at the point where I get to tell you anything.
All right.
So that could still be a lie. But no.
No, it was other Rodney.
There's more than one Rodney, we've recently found out.
Yeah,
Because if you just call the other family, it's going to be completely out of the, like, they have no context for it.
Yo, what up, Dad? How's it going?
that would be awful. That would be terrible if I I call my uncle.
It's the middle of the, well, no, we're going back because time hasn't passed in your evening yet. He's still awake is the point.
Like maybe like closing up or whatever, like, or he would be.
Hello. It is whatever your uncle's name was. I forgot.
It was, let me find it.
Hanzo.
No. Alonzo.
See? I was close.
So close.
I actually
Alon-
honestly thought it was Hanzo, so, you know.
Alonzo. Uncle Al. That's right. He's Uncle Al.
He's Uncle Al. He's Uncle
Yeah.
Al.
Al here.
Like
Oh, Maria.
Oh, Maria. It's been like a month and you haven't contacted me at all.
I know that disembodied sire from anywhere.
Maria like cringes and then like, hey, Uncle Al.
So is it time to tell me in any way, shape, or form, or context, or hint at all what sort of trouble you're in, or situation you're in, or anything like that at all?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
We should probably tell Mom and Dad too.
No, you're going to come to my shop and you're going to tell me first, and then we're going to decide how to tell your dad.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you in, 20 minutes?
Yeah, sure.
He hangs up. So you go to your uncle's place?
I like taxi over there and then get out and like walk off and like
And he lets you in.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh, look, there
it-
isn't a pile of bleeding people with you.
No.
What a refreshing change.
I forgot. I tried telling him something last time, right?
Oh yeah, but he got you told him you stumbled over your words, you didn't tell him well, and then Rodney fed on him to erase his memory.
Right.
Right, because you just had botched the entire situation. Somebody fed on him. It maybe wasn't Rodney. I think it might have been Amethyst? No.
I think it was me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, goody. Yeah, so you just totally botched the entire conversation.
And I think, yeah. I tried telling him something, and then like that didn't work, so I just bit him, and then I was like, "I'll tell you later," and then we just went downstairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah,
Nothing suspicious has happened since you came by. Nobody followed you or tried to trail you or do any sort of investigation. I didn't have any ne'er-do-wells in my office, which is weird because I can't think of anything that you could possibly be involved in where you bring bloody unconscious people into my basement and have to hide for a day, and I'm not allowed to come down and check on you.
thank you again for that, by the way.
And also nobody would try and figure out where you were or follow you or anything. So I'm honestly very curious.
Okay. How long has it been since the beginning of the game? Like 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, 10 years?
40 years? Wait, who's this?
Well, if you remember correctly, we had like 3
New
weeks
phone?
in the first one, right?
Yeah, we're sort of like
It's been like a few months or something like that. Like, yeah.
We're very much in the. It has not been 2 whole months. Like we're just at like 2 months.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, two-ish months or whatever. Yeah. So 2-ish, about 2 months ago.
Like when you disappeared.
Exactly when that happened.
Right. I have a pretty good time frame for that because you stopped showing up at your house and your mom and dad and everybody, you know.
Did someone go to my apartment?
Probably.
Yeah, figured. Yeah, that night something happened. I got involved with a group of people that's for ease of explanation, let's just call them a gang. It's not exactly right, but you know, you take a loose definition of what a gang is.
I'm pretty sure anything that could be loosely defined as a gang can also be accurately defined as a gang.
Well, they're not, I mean, they're kind of, not really, but sure. Well, we'll just use that word.
Okay, so you joined a gang, but not the right gang, apparently.
Right. It wasn't exactly.
So after all of this, you going out to get your degree in medicine, become a doctor, get out of this whole situation, not only do you not do that, but you join a different gang.
I still have it. Not like I don't have the degree.
What I'm saying is you flush it down the toilet.
Okay.
And not even in the worst, like, I thought the worst possible way would be the expected way, but you've actually done it in an even worse way?
Well, it wasn't, I didn't get drunk one night and then just, let's go join a different gang. That'll be so funny. It was just it kind of just happened.
Those sorts of things don't just happen.
You'd be surprised.
I am pretty surprised right now as it is.
it yeah well it's not it's because it's not like a gang like the like Bloods or Crips or Dad's gang or I'm all of the like, it's not like any of that. It's not a
Is it
gang because it's different. It's
you've lost me, sweetheart.
it's like a gang that's also kind of a weird club that
Did you join the Illuminati, the Freemasons?
Stonecutters?
Like the Society of Crossed Bones? Like what
Maria, are you a pirate now? What's happening?
With that direction of weird stuff, kind of.
A cult. You've joined a cult.
It's a mix between a cult and a gang.
So you've joined a cult.
It's a mix. Are
there drugs involved? Is there a charismatic leader?
No,
is he doing things to you? Should I kill him? Like what kind of cult? Is there Kool-Aid? Do you guys wear weird underwear?
No. I'm still everything's fine. I'm still me. I haven't been
That's not how cults work.
It's because I'm not it wasn't some charming fellow in a suit that just came to me and said, "Oh, have you heard about the Wand of Tentacles?" or anything like that. It was just I woke up and then I was in it. It was a thing.
That's not how cults.
That's what I'm trying to say. It's not.
That's also not how gang or gang-like things work.
That's why I'm trying to say it's different. It's not a cult. It's not a gang. It's a weird mix of things that I can't tell you entirely about.
Maria, we've been talking for 15 minutes and you have told me nothing. I know nothing more than when we started. Except for that you're deeply confused about what's happening to you, and you make me think more and more that you're on some kind of drug, and you're not even sober right now.
If I told you the truth, really, really bad things would happen.
To you?
To you.
I don't believe that.
If I told you the truth, you, all of our family, me, probably anyone I've ever met would not exist anymore.
Maria, you're young and you're innocent, and I want you to know something very sincerely. Your father and myself have known many, many secrets that are just like that. And I'll tell you something that maybe you haven't realized.
Have you seen a man explode?
I want to tell you something that maybe
I've seen a man explode in the last 2 months.
I've seen men explode.
Have you seen...
I want to tell you something that is very important that you maybe haven't realized. If you know a secret that telling someone gets everybody killed, then just walking into their restaurant and sitting down and talking to them gets them killed. Because the parties who kill people for knowing those kinds of secrets don't confirm whether or not you told the secret. They pay attention only to whether or not you could have told the secret.
It's not like that. It's
always like that.
It's different. They know if I told you or not.
That's impossible.
A lot of things were impossible a couple months ago, and now they aren't.
I'm sure your cult pretends that they have omnipotence, but they don't.
Okay, well, what did you expect me? What do you expect me to do then? Like just cut off all ties?
I would have expected you to have the sense to work your way out of the cult the second you got into it and not gone 2 months deep.
I physically cannot.
That's impossible.
It is by all stretches of plausibility, it is impossible for me to not be a part of this anymore.
look, if people can defect from the United States of America, if people can defect from Russia,
this isn't something you can defect from. I'm still me, but I'm different. And that's the most that I can say without...
Because of the weird cult drug that they give you?
It's not a weird cult drug. It's...
Maria, you haven't told me anything of substance. There's no point to this interaction.
I can't, if I were to tell you, I would have to make you join or kill you. Or they would do it.
I don't want either of those things. But
I don't either.
Maria, why did you come and say any of this? Because you've not helped. You've not said anything of substance, so I can't...
What do you want me to do?
We wanted to know what's wrong, but you can't... But you haven't actually told us. We want to know what's wrong because we're a family and we want to help you, but you haven't given us any purchase with which to do so. You might as well have never told us anything. Because nothing has changed since before you walked into this office, except for that I am more concerned that you don't have a handle on what's going on than I was before. You seem a lot more like you're twisting in the wind than you did before. I had a lot more confidence that you were taking care of yourself and that I could rely on your own ability than I did before. But this rambling, incoherent, and pointless conversation that we've had has made me deeply concerned about your emotional and physical well-being.
So, if I can't tell you the truth, it would be easier for you to know that I was just gone.
It's not easier to know that you're gone. You haven't made things worse. You just... I helped you, and you promised me that I would understand what was going on later, and you haven't delivered that. And you've never broken a promise before.
Not being hurt is more important than knowing everything.
I know so many things.
Not like this.
That would get me killed. There are so many people who already want to kill me, Maria. Why is this one more thing?
Because somebody kills you or even takes you and tortures you and then kills you, and that's it. These people, if they were to do what they do, you would be an eternity of pain, like a literal eternity.
Maria, you're not correct. You're just not right. And you have the confidence to come to me to hide from these people. Is anyone else here? No. Of course not.
Just us?
Yes.
Rodney's just like, hello.
I turn on my my auspex just like a smidge.
Sure. Just
to like see if I hear anybody or like just sense anybody else.
No, everything is normal in this place as far as you can tell.
Except
he's got
for Spy Cat.
Oh shit!
I'm surprised you got that, Lil.
Damn that cat.
I didn't get it.
It's okay. Yeah.
You know, it's empty as he says. I mean, okay. you can hear the various things of his house because his house is also part of this place.
Yeah.
But like there is not the sound of a person or people anywhere around.
Can Auspex 2 see through walls?
No.
Darn it.
Fuck no.
Like, you can't even look through like a telescopic lens and see auras. Like, you have to see
really?
it with the naked eye. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. I
Yo,
look
my
up
knowledge gain is fucking insane.
I look up at him and okay, so this isn't going anywhere. If
He
you
sort
learn
of like his face does not change from like the stony, like he doesn't acknowledge that because it's so as if to say, yeah, no duh.
so if instead of me showing up, some cop or lawyer or somebody came and told you that I was killed, you would all be sad for a while, but you would get over it.
No, we wouldn't, Maria. You're the only child of this family. The only one. And you had a future that this family never had.
Lily has a terrible idea.
Do it. Go, your uncle. What?
No, it's
No.
oh no, it is worse. It is worse.
You're the only child that this family has had, and the only member of this family for 4 generations to make a decent person of themselves, and not just a decent person, a doctor. Do you know, you may not appreciate this, but not just your aunts and uncles and your cousins, but second cousins, second aunts and uncles, great grandparents. Everybody in the family knows about you and is proud of you. You are the light. You are the one flower growing in a literal landfill. We would not recover from finding out that you did die.
What if I just left? Would that be better?
There is no good outcome except for you. The only good outcome, Maria, is that you go back to being a doctor and a member of the family, and we all love you and get to hear about you every once in a while, etc., etc.
Well, now I have 2 terrible ideas.
Do you know how much of heaven and earth we would move to try and save you? Do you know the force that we could bring to bear to do it? Do you know how truly deep our pockets run, how far our power stretches, and how completely and utterly we would devote it to destroy your cult if that's what needed to happen?
All of that's just a puddle, and they're an ocean.
They have convinced you of it, but there is no force on this earth.
No, like any weapon you would use wouldn't do anything.
We don't have to use weapons.
But
if we have to use our hearts, our souls, if we have to use our blood to fight this, we will. There is nothing that has ever been more important to us than family, Maria. It is not even just the fact that you insult us by saying that we could not save the one person we care the most about, but it is also Also, that you will not even, you won't even trust me enough to tell you. He's just sort of getting emotional, like he's starting to cry a little bit, like very manly. Like
Maria's had tears this entire time.
Right, but he's getting those very manly tears where his voice isn't changing in its tenor at all.
So
but like
you'd be crying blood if you had tears.
Oh shit, yeah. I keep forgetting.
Yeah, you would have to force yourself.
I can't cry.
Yeah, so you've been actually sort of placid and
yeah, so that's almost probably weird too. Yeah, Maria has not been doing anything. Actually, has he tried to like put a hand on my shoulder or anything?
No, he's been sitting across from you.
Fuck.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say, like, if he ever tries to like put a hand on my
clothes
shoulder.
on. Like, I mean, he would have to grab your hand, and then even then it would be like you just came in from outside. Like,
sure, yeah.
Like he's not. No one's gonna jump straight to. Only like a nurse could grab someone's hand and be like, "Wait a minute, there's no fucking pulse there." Like, hold on a second. Like,
hold on. It's not that I don't think you would do anything that's possible.
You just don't believe we can succeed.
It's that they can do things that are impossible.
They've convinced you of it, but it's not true.
I've done things that are impossible.
Anything that you've done is by definition possible. I've done impossible things. Your father's done impossible things in his time.
When you're living a normal life, you, Dad, our family, anyone, there's possible and normal, and then there's stuff over here that's...
Maria, if this gang, cult, organization, secret society was as powerful as your conversation has painted them to be, then there would be no other powers on this earth. And I know for a fact that there are still powers on this earth that vie and fight for resources and footholds, and they gain them and they unseat people at every level of power, which tells me that they have convinced you deeply of their overwhelming omnipotence, but they are not omnipotent. And if they were omnipotent, they would have found you that night. They would have followed you that night. They would have gotten you. They would have gotten to me because they would have known that you spent the night here. And if they had known that you spent the night here, they would have assumed that their secret got out. And if they knew that your secret got out, then I would be dead. And you would be dead, or whatever it is you're saying would happen. And none of that happened, which means that they are not as great and awesome as you think they are. And you wouldn't be comfortable saying even what you've said so far if they were so powerful. And if they were so paranoid as you say they are, then what you've said so far has already damned me, and there would be no reason to not go a step further. Maria, this entire conversation reeks of your childlike naivety.
Got him.
Damn.
It is either as you say and I am already dead, or it is not as you say and we can still fight it. And if we are to fight it, I must know what I am fighting.
What exactly does your family do again, Maria? Like, what's the big thing?
We're into imports and exports.
Okay.
And organized business transactions.
So you know how there's like money, and then you like say that this money is actually other money.
Maria's family is a cartel.
All right, makes sense.
Fine. If you need to know who you're going to fight, I'll give you a target.
Vampires.
I'm gonna go with terrible idea number 1.
Okay, I really want to hear what terrible idea number 2 was, but I think I know what it was because of when you said it. What is terrible idea number 1? There's like a door. It's got 1 on it. It opens up, and behind door number 1, we have.
Have you ever been to Chinatown?
And scene. We're done for the night, ladies and gentlemen.
Do you want to hear what terrible idea number 2 was?
I'm pretty sure, but yeah, go ahead.
Find someone, make them look like me, and just let them live my life.
You could have used vicissitude to make them look like you, and then ghoul them to force them to live out your life.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
That was a great idea, honestly.
Just be me.
So why hang on, hold their horses real quick. How the fuck did Brian and Lily both have the game-changing ideas for their fucking vampire supernatural powers on like the crescendo episodes of the fucking show?
It's almost like we're good at telling stories.
It's almost like we are good at telling stories, and this has been our best show, and it would continue to be our best show if we could possibly have continued to run it on the night and time that it's at.
Like, honestly, mine only happened because I haven't had dinner yet, and like the whole pizza thing made me hungry. So I just played along. I'd like to take credit for that, but I'm really fucking hungry.
Outros. Let's do them. We are 40 minutes past when I wanted to end.
All right. So y'all know the business, but let's hear the business from the business makers themselves. Business maker number 1, Lily. Tell us about your business.
Hey, my biz is doing stuff over at Lilypad Nebula on the Twitches and the Twitters. We got one show going on right now, and then I'm doing my gamey stuff too. I picked up Nier Automata, and I want to play that, so that'll be a thing at some point. I've heard
Don't look anything up.
I have not, and I will not.
And be sure to play it past the ending.
Yeah.
Those are the only things you need to know.
So that's a thing. Probably try to do other stuff, whatever. And then we got other stuff in the works. So yeah, thanks for hanging out with us. I hope you enjoyed this and the next couple of things that we get you going on, because terrible ideas are our best ideas.
Damn, that was some hella business. But let's see if we can kick it up a notch or two. Tighten that belt, because it's time for Spoody's business.
Yeah, well, like I said at the top of the show, I'm getting my stream running again, so you can catch me playing them video games. Like I said, on Saturday and Sunday morning from 8 a.m. to about noon Eastern Time. I'm on 2 shows on this channel, Monday nights, maybe, and Thursdays, also kind of maybe sometimes. And I've also got a blog that I do with my girlfriend. It's called chefandpopper.com. The link is in the chat. We actually just got asked to do a cooking demonstration at a food fair in Charleston.
Cool.
Coming
Damn.
up. So that should be
You're on your way up.
Interesting. But yeah, so things are looking up. Hopefully I can quit my shitty ass job soon.
So, you're full from that delicious meal, but let's hear about how you can get all lean and green by heading over to the man who has the business plan, Dr. Wreckage.
I do not want to stop doing this show, but we have to. We are going to try and find a way to bring it back in the future.
Remix.
It is not over in the same way that Sin Eaters is not over, but we have also struggled to bring back Sin Eaters. It is a difficult puzzle to solve. We are going to take some time off, and I am going to do a different show in the interim. But my heart and my passion lie in telling this particular story. I love the characters. I especially love Maria, and I promise that the show will not come back without Maria.
Mommy, which one's your favorite? I love each of my kids the same, except for Maria. She is my favorite. But you said you love this song. I was like, nope, Maria.
The show will not come back without Maria, certainly. if Dave was not so lukewarm on his character even living, I would probably make the same promises across the board. We'll just have to wait until these people can reconvene on a night and a time, also with a fourth player who sadly will never be Lavin, and it'll probably be very difficult for it to be Spira. So, that's just the way that it is. I hope you will come with us on these final episodes as we do a season finale and a hiatus. And I hope you will join me for the new show that I'll be doing, which I cannot even halfway tell you what time or day it'll be, but I can tell you that it is going to be a D&D Planescape game. And it will involve Sigil, and it will involve the Outer Planes and all of that goodness. So if you want a classic plane hopping, high adventure, etc., I hope you'll come to that. Dave, wrap us up.
Right. Well, much like that delicious Chinese meal you had last night that's still in the fridge, you can check out the archive to heat up the meal anytime you want and rewatch it, because it's all on YouTube. What up? Now, let's talk real for a minute, because Die Party is a thing that will continue to go up and up. But as Wreckage mentioned, this show will be coming to a mid-season, a seasonal end, basically. So we don't know when that will happen, but we're still going to have a bunch of other shit going up pretty soon. So in order to keep abreast of the situation, head on over to the schedule, which is !schedule in the chat, to check that shit out. We also are going to be bringing a new play-by-post role-playing experience onto the Discord here in the community. It's called Fan Fiction. It's going to be cool. It's going to be a daily, when I say daily, I mean like Monday through Friday GM game. So more information will be coming about that pretty soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'll be back in a couple of hours, which is not in the schedule, to play some Kingdom Come in about 6 hours time, or 5 hours time roughly. And yeah, that's it. We outie. Remember, don't blow up your dog. Dog. They're all good dogs, Bron. All right, they're all good dogs. Good night.
Bye.